want you to watch that for a minute for me, family. I want you to watch that for a minute for me, family. Hey, 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 hey. Hello, hello, hello. I hope we are having a good day. I hope we are ready for today. We are in for a treat, a treat, a treat, a treat, a treat. Trying to make sure it's not too dark in here for you guys. Hold on. Okay, I'm thinking that's cool. I know I'm trying to get prepared, and I'm actually prepared. I just want you guys to see this right here. Let's talk about this. Let's talk about this today, family. Let's talk about this today. We are in for a treat. This right here scares the hell out of them. You know it. I know I'm a little early, so I'm just, want you guys to see this here, right here. Let's watch this. Want you guys to remember my book. We're gonna do a little housekeeping here. Okay, let's make sure we got the book in there. Don't forget my book, my book, my book, my book, my book. Mother's Love. Okay. Don't forget we have a foundation. I'll tell you a little bit about the foundation. Thank you for coming. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Like and share as you come in. Let me tell you about the foundation real quick. We have a foundation, and what our foundation is doing is trying to create entrepreneurs out of our babies age 18 to 25. I'm sorry. We have programs like HVAC, electrician, plumbing, CDO drivers, mechanics, security guards. We're taking that security guard program a little farther. After we get them trained, we need our own investigating team. We're training them for that. We need our own police department. We'll be training them for that. All kinds of carpentry, painting, flooring, concrete, bricklaying, cement laying, driveway, those type cement. I call them concrete driveway. I don't know what you call them, but we're training them how to do driveways. Okay. So whatever that's called. So we are training them to become entrepreneurs, and we are tired of begging people to do for us what we can do for ourselves. Welcome everybody. I want you to like and share. I want you to see this picture here. And if anybody is interested in joining, we will be doing open house at the end of July, I think it is. We'll talk more about that. But I'm tired of what I'm seeing, and I'm ready to talk about some things and do what we need to do in order to move forward. I'm not just about talk. I'm not just a YouTube creator. I am a person that wants to bring attention to the Black community, the issues I see in the Black community. Thank you for joining, you guys. Like and share as you come in. A like and share is free. Doesn't cost you a dime. Okay. Look at this picture. This is very dangerous for America. This is very dangerous for America, but it's good for us, right? It's good for us, right? Why is it good for us? Why is it good for us? Because what they were doing was what? They were fighting this racist country's racism in America. They was going against police brutality. But every time we go against police brutality, one of our activists rises up. Black folk go against them. We go against our own. This man, NFAC, Grandmaster, was the most hated Black man among Black people and white folk. Why was he so hated among Black people? Was because anytime we have somebody positive that's going to free or try to walk toward freedom in America, Black folk get scared. We get scared because we thinking, oh my God, you're going to bring down some trauma on us. You're going to bring down some heat on us that we're not ready for that heat. We don't want that heat. You're going to bring, you need to be one of them. Calm down, Negroes. You need to calm down because remember in the Bible, Moses was trying to free the Hebrews, and they said, you need to stop because you're going to make us things hard for us. That's what they said, right? Anytime you try to free black folk. They so worried about how hard things are going to get for them, even though it's already hard for you now, even though you're dying now for nothing, for not defending yourself. You're dying. You're allowing people to walk inside of a supermarket with your grandmas and your grandpas in the supermarket, and you're dying. Welcome, Golden Medlin. Welcome. You're dying for doing absolutely nothing. Let's go back to Buffalo. Buffalo, that thug terrorist, they had already investigated him. He had an 180 page manifesto. They knew what he was going to do because he talked about it on social media. But it's not about social media, but it's about these crackers understanding what that boy was getting ready to do, and they knew about him getting ready to do it. But did they stop it? No, they didn't. Why? Because it's black folk. They knew about this thug for the school. Did they stop it? No, because it wasn't white children. I mean, it was white children, but it wasn't white children per se. But they would rather allow the NRA to pay them money than to make laws or to stop racism in America. That's what it's all about, really. This right here is about racism in America. We would need this right here. We would need Grandmaster NFAC, which we do need now. We would need them if America would handle their racism problem, right? Come on, family, let's talk. How many black folk in jail right now for fighting against racist America's system? You have DAs right now they bringing up charges against these black DAs that they see that's going against their program. I remember a judge maybe 2 years ago, Karen somebody, she hired her brother. Well, they said she hired her brother, and they brought her up on 10 felony charges. Read that. Karen, and she was out of Missouri, I think it was. They brought her up on 10 felony charges. They ended up dropping all of them but one. And they said she hired in her brother. She did a favor for her brother, and they said that was unlawful. But they do it all the time, right? But when we do it, it's an issue, right? Yes, master will punish you for standing up. And you know what? How true that is. Black folk will punish you too for standing up because they scared. This man, NFAC, was the most hated. Why was he most hated? Because they were scared that he was going to bring down heat on him. On us, on the ones that wasn't ready to fight white supremacy, the ones that's comfortable, the ones that's thriving in America. They were scared. Oh, you gonna bring down the system on us niggas that's trying to be obedient to master. You finna come down. You finna make us make the bricks. They're not gonna give us the bricks no more. You're gonna make them make us make the bricks instead of them giving us free bricks so we can build their country for them. You're going to bring down heat on us, and we're not even trying. We're not ready for that. We scared. We don't want them to. They're going to do the same thing they did when they did for Black Wall Street. We ain't ready for that. Don't do that right now. We going to keep voting so we can be free. That's the only way we's gonna be free if we keep voting. We's gonna keep voting for Biden, and we're gonna keep putting people in over us that ain't gonna do nothing for us. And then we're gonna fight against Ice Cube, Ice T. I'm sorry, y'all. I get the name mixed up. Y'all help me. Y'all pray for me. Ice Cube, Ice T. Okay, Lord. We're gonna fight against Ice Cube, Ice T, because he was trying to get us free, right? Then they come against Ice. Remember? They came against that brother because he was trying to tell black folk to vote for something, that he was trying to tell black folk to ask for something, that Biden wasn't trying to give black folk nothing. He ain't gave you nothing yet. And you still have black folks saying, oh, Biden is doing so well. He doing the infrastructure bill, which is something you're supposed to do anyway, because you are running the country. You're supposed to make sure your infrastructure okay. But what has he done just for black people? Oh, well, he's done. Well, it's not just about black people. You got everybody in America. But guess what? He's done for people that ain't even in America. And still ain't done for nothing for your black behind, has he? But you'll still protect him and give him a pass, even though he did the most harm to black families, right? But we don't care about that. We don't care. We's gonna keep on pleasing master. We's gonna keep on dating their daughters. We's gonna keep on going against black women. We're gonna be obedient, and we're gonna do what we need to do, because that's less trouble for us black people. How's that working out for you? You still got Negroes supporting Al Sharpton. You still got Negroes supporting Jesse Jackson. You still got Negro, and everybody know who Al Sharpton is, but you still go on his page, and you got a lot of black folks still supporting that Negro, knowing that he's sold you out a long time ago. But you don't care. I found out the most harm that you do to black people, the most they love you. But this scene right here scares white America, don't it? Bojangles, yes, yes, sir, yes, sir, yes, sir, yes, sir, yes, sir. Your own people will try to shut you down. Tap dancing. You got that right, Golden. But let me tell you something. Enough is enough. This brother right here is going up against, and I'm going to tell you what, black folks should have been out there to support him. When he went to court, I think he went to court sometime this week, right? Did black folks support this man? No, we sat home. We're watching them crucify him. You won't even stand up for your own. But you'll stand up for some white folk. You know how many black folks stood up for them children that got shot? That wasn't even black children? But you won't even stand up for your own that's being kidnapped. Body parts being stolen from your land, being stolen from America. You won't stand up for them black women and black children that we know are coming up missing. But you had so many white black folk coming onto this page about these children, right? That just got gunned down or whatever. And they were standing up, who were praying prayers. Where are the prayers for your own? When are we going to do something for us? When are we going to love on us? When are we going to go out our way for us? Just like you got this black and white men, black men and black women thing going on. Where did that start, family? Who started that? Where did it start? Who started that? It started from somebody white that came in your comment section and made a comment about black men and black women, and y'all jumped on board with it, and you've been dividing yourself ever since. I ain't never seen such craziness in my life. You hear black women talking, I don't need my black man, you dummy. But you're gonna go to them deadly white men that's killing up their women. You're gonna go to them and tell yourself you don't need your black man. You're an idiot. If you are dating outside of your race, you are an idiot. They show you every day how they feel, but you'll sit up there and say, oh, my husband would never treat me like that. He would never call me. And he called you one last night, dummy, liar. I'm so sick of black. I don't even want to be black right now. I want to be purple. I think I'm gonna be yellow today. I'm just so tired of what I'm seeing. I'm so upped by y'all today. I'm so mad. All these people, where these people at? You marched with him. You couldn't even go out there and back him this week, last week. You couldn't back him. Look at this. Why we don't see them prosecuting these white militias like the Oath Boys, Oath Keepers, okay, and the 3%ers? Why we don't never see none of them? Now half of them was in that January erection, right? Erection. Lord, please help me out. Surrection, right? Half of them was out there in January 6th, right? How many actually got charges, federal charges against them? How many actually got terrorist charges against them? But they gonna go after this brother because he was shining his flashlight on top of the building because it was dark and they heard some stuff. You think they didn't set this up? They set this thing up. You think they didn't set this brother up? That was the only thing they could get him on. He was trying to work with them devils. He was trying to work with them. You can't work with them ever because you'll have some. And I think that they said, oh, he was kind of, getting in with one of them. He would tell them when he was coming, he was trying to do things right way. You can't do things right way with these devils because they're going to always use their system against you. They're going to always use their system against you. Let me read a little bit of this. Let's just read a little bit. This right here scares the hell out of America. Oh, I love it. I love it. That's why I keep it on the screen because I love it. I want them devils to be scared. I'm sick of them anyway. Ooh, they say all these niggas with guns. Oh my God, what we gonna do? Let me read a little bit of this. Let me show you why they so scared. Let me show you why they want to bring this brother up on some charges. Black people formed one of the largest militias in the U.S. Now its leader is in prosecutors' crosshairs. Read that. Read it. This is why that brother brought up on charges. It ain't got nothing to do with him pointing no weapon. It ain't got nothing to do with none of that. They want to shut him down because he was getting too big. Do you see? I ain't never seen that many black folk. Let me show you that again. Have we ever seen this ever in America before? Have we ever seen in life before seen this in America. Come on now. Come on now. This is why what you say, Golden. This is why we have to get it through our thick skulls. We got to separate. They don't want to work with us. They ain't never want to work with you, especially when you're gonna take your crazy self to their restaurants and then try to sit in their restaurants to eat their nasty food that they done just spit in, threw on the floor, and dug up their butt and dug down their booty holes with, and you're gonna sit there and try to eat it. You big dummies. That don't make no sense to me. What in the world going on with us? Let me just see. Black people form one of the largest militias in the U.S. Now its leader is in prosecutors' crosshairs. What does that mean to you? The Not Effing Around coalition exploded in popularity at the height of 2020 protested against police brutality. What did they say he protested against? Police brutality. That's what he was moving for. We know police brutality happens. We know that. So we have a brother that's rising up against it, trying to do something for us, and they come against him and gonna bring him up on some bogus charges. You know, and I know that those charges are bogus. But you had black folk going against this brother, talking about he was an agent. If he was an agent, do you think they'll be going against their own dummies? We got black folk that'll go against their own, no matter what we do. You got black folk that'll come against their own. White folk ain't got to do it. All they got to do is whisper in your chat. You know he was an agent. And boy, y'all run with it. You know he was an agent. Where's your proof? Nobody ever had proof of that. Do you think they're going to be prosecuting their own dummies? Oh, Lord. The Not Effing Around coalition exploded in popularity at the height of 2020 protests against police brutality. Come on, let's read a little bit of this. Let's get into this, family. Let's get into it. Come on. In late July 2020 in Knoxville, Louisville, Kentucky, fumed in the wake of Breonna Taylor killing. Remember that? In the botched police raid. And they know what those police officers did. It's more stuff coming out. Remember Kendrick, who was working with this case? Oh, where he at today? Let's find out. Somebody find out where Kendrick is. Of course they're going to find him guilty. Of course they wanted to get to. You think he's going to be able to get away from their system? Do you actually believe he was going to get a fair trial, 88? Did you really believe that he was going to get a fair trial? Of course, that's their system. That's their system. So of course they're going to find his brother guilty. They find all of the civil rights activists that have gone to jail guilty. When you come up against a racist system, they're going to find you guilty. You're fighting in their system. You thought they was going to do all of this and not find him guilty? What, for pointing a flashlight at a federal agent that was on a building that he didn't even know? It was dark. How's he supposed to know who's up there? He had a lot of threats. So what's he supposed to do? Okay, I got you. Well, y'all always unforgiving about everything. 88, always. But whatever. I'm trying. Let me stay focused this morning. I said I was gonna stay focused. And okay, so they found him guilty. We expected them to find him guilty. Okay, the plateau of hundreds of black men and women, all clad in black, marched through downtown. Some wore black armor, others had gas masks. They wore pistols on their belts and carried shotguns and AR-15 style rifles. They got an issue with that, but they didn't have an issue with Kyle Rittenhouse walking through the street, did they? They didn't have an issue with the Buffalo shooter, did they? They didn't have an issue with the Walmart shooter. They didn't have an issue with the Las Vegas shooter, did they? They didn't have an issue with Dylan Roof, did they? They took him actually to eat after he killed 10 people in the church. They didn't have an issue with that, but they got an issue with this brother that ain't shoot nobody, ain't killed nobody, but you give him time. But he did absolutely nothing but come up against a racist system. A racist system. Every time you come up against a racist system, they'll put that racist system against you, then give you 100 years in jail. But I'm going to tell you what, go ahead and send them to jail. I hope he recruit every inmate in them jails. Recruit them across the country. I hope they do. Send him to jail so he can recruit all of the jails. Go ahead, recruit them nationwide. Go ahead. Because y'all don't even understand what's really going on here. But guess what? That's something they ain't thought about. But that's okay. Let me see. What else? Where I stop at? Okay. All they said plateau uh, of hundreds of black men and women, all clad in black, marched through downtown. Some wore body armors, others had gas masks. They wore pistols on their belts and carried shotguns and AR-15 rifles. It was the last rally. It was the latest rally of the Not Effing Around Coalition, an armed group that says it's dedicated to protecting Black lives from police brutality. So why is he in jail? Why was he found guilty again? What did he do? Did he kill anybody? No, he did not. So why is he guilty again? Why was he found guilty, 88? Tell me why. And it got the attention of experts who tracked extremist movements. Extremists? Let me ask you a question. They're considering this brother an extremist, but you didn't consider those terrorists who climbed over the Capitol fencing. You didn't consider them thugs or terrorists, did you? You didn't consider them terrorists, did you? But they came to the Capitol building with guns. They came to the Capitol building to do harm to your leaders. They're fake leaders, right? They came to the Capitol building, but how many got the terrorist charges? None. Let's keep reading. It was the latest rally of the Not Effing Around Coalition, an armed group that says it's dedicated to protecting Black lives from police brutality. And it got the attention of experts who tracked extremist movements. But how many babies did, let me ask you a question. How many black folk, how many white folk did he hang? How many white folk was burned alive? How many white folk had babies cut out of their stomachs by him? How many white folk body parts was cut when they were hung and burned alive? How many babies was fed to the alligators by him? Okay, I'm just saying. But you're going to consider him an extremist group. Like now, I heard they're trying to consider the Hebrew Israelites, an extremist group. But how, like I said, how many walking around with, how many have actually shot up people? How many have actually murdered people? I'm just saying, y'all, these Hebrew Israelite groups are reading stuff out of the Bible. So how harmful is that? They read stuff out of the Bible and they call them extremist groups. Oh my, exactly. None of their skins were used for shoes and furniture. You better say that again. He was found guilty because he was a black man that didn't have a problem with standing up for them, up to them. You right. But guess what? Black folk failed him. Black folk failed NFAC. Black folk failed Master J, Grandmaster. Black folk failed him. He stood up for you guys and y'all punked out. All of those millions of people, where were you when he had his trial? At home biting nails, hoping they don't come to your door. Hoping I'll be next. Y'all ain't gonna never be free. Y'all don't want to be free. You're too scared to be free. You're too scared for revolution because you know every time things changed in America, it was bloodshed. Every time things changed in America, somebody had to die for it, right? Nothing change due to voting. Nothing ever changes due to voting. Nothing. Look it up. How many laws have actually changed due to voting? George Floyd. Did we get a bill? No, because y'all stopped marching. You stopped doing anything. You stopped burning down America, didn't you? But guess what? They said, we're going to pacify them. Let's act like we're going to give them a bill. So they wrote something up. And they said, well, you know, we put some books. We put a law on the books. We putting it down. We writing it down. And y'all said, okay. So you stop blowing up. You start burning up. You stop burning down America, right? But you didn't get what you needed. You didn't get no bill. It's still in La La Land, right? It passed one house and went somewhere else and it's sitting on somebody's desk. Still not a bill, right? I'm just saying. You're never going to get change if you don't stand up and fight for something. You'll never get change without standing up fighting for something. Now, it was the biggest public display by an armed militia I have ever seen, said whoever he is, a fellow of the George Washington University. Okay, whoever he is, he's a nobody. Okay, extremists who has studied the militia movements for 25 years. Nobody was expecting that. Okay. A year later, NFAC, as the group known, was back in Louisville. its leader, Grandmaster Jay, whose surname is John Fitzgerald Johnson, retained the cocky, still-eyed confidence that has made him a messiah to tens of thousands of Black America. That's the messiah they was waiting on. So now what they gonna do? They gonna show you what we gonna do to you if you rise up. We gonna give you 20 years. We gonna give you time. We gonna give you 100 years. They scared of this. They scared of this right here. Y'all see this right here? They scared. They gonna tell you rise up. We're gonna give you 20 years. Remember, I just saw on Facebook, this Black guy was at American Airlines. White guy was taunting him. He was the white guy worked at American Airlines, right? He was taunting the Black guy. The white guy came from around the corner, did something with the Black guy's, he had on earphones, right? Ear headphones, right? He pulled his headphone and slapped the Black guy, right? That Black guy put him to sleep, tore his behind up. Guess who they brought the charges against? The Black guy. Why didn't they bring the charges against the white guy? But they want you, the message is to teach you, to show you that if you Black men rise up and hit back, I don't care who hits you. I don't care what they do to you. If you dare to point a finger, if you dare to rise up, if you dare to hit back, you're going to jail. And y'all scared to go to jail. Why are you scared to go to jail? Why are you scared to go to jail? If you fight back, you're going to jail. If you fight back, you're going to die. So what? You fighting for nothing and you dying for nothing right now. You ain't even fighting for nothing. You dying. You won't even protect yourself. You let a man come in your grocery store and shoot up 10 of your grandpas and your grandmas. Shame on you. Shame on you. I saw a video with Michi X had on where the white guy beat this woman and a Black guy standing right there. Shame on you. Shame on you. I was taught if you hit me, I'm hitting back. If you hit my sister, we double teaming you. Weren't we taught that, family? Weren't we taught that? We were taught. You don't come home if somebody jumped on your sister and y'all didn't take care of that. We were taught you better double team that person. Right, family? Yes, we were. But did we double team them when they just jumped on our brother right here? NFAC, Grandmaster. Getting ready to give him time. Getting ready to give his brother time for nothing. For rising up. For rising up. Because they scared. This is one reason why in 2040, we only got to be bothered with them for what, 20 more years? Not even that. 17 more years, they're done. Y'all quit having babies with these devils. Y'all quit marrying these white folk. Y'all quit having babies. We can get rid of them sooner than that because they can't reproduce. That's why they came up with that abortion bill, right? They don't want. They say I don't care if you've been abused. I don't care if your daddy raped you. You bring them little deformed bastards. Let them live, and we're gonna use them, and we're gonna consider them as the white race. They don't care. But if y'all Black women quit having these babies by these white men, Black men, if you quit having and mixing and mingling with these white women, we can get rid of them sooner than later. You're creating another enemy for Black folk. Black folk, you are creating another enemy for Black people when you have babies with these mixed women, with these white women, because you're making mixed babies. These mixed babies will in turn go out and marry a white person, and they're going to reproduce themselves, and they're going to reproduce themselves. So you have to understand the bigger picture, what's really going on. Why do they promote these mixed couples? Why do they promote our boys in wearing dresses? Why are they promoting all of our Black men making money marrying white women? Y'all got it twisted. Y'all act like y'all can't see what's really going on here. I'm reading comments, you guys. I'm reading comments. So when I get quiet, because I'm regrouping here, because I'm getting so fed up with this mess, I don't know what to do. But let's keep reading. Let's keep reading. Grandmaster Jay, whose real name was John Fitzgerald Johnson, retained the cocky, still-eyed, and that's what they didn't like either, because he was confident, that has made him a messiah to tens of thousands of Black Americans. You think they wasn't going to do something about that? You think they weren't going to do something about that? They saw how that dude was growing. They saw that we was looking up to him. They was like, oh no, we got to get rid of this. He's getting too big too fast. Because he was going globally. He was going global. Global. Yeah, Golden. Yeah, but we just saw where who was the dude, the dog, the dummy that was laying. He was on the ground walking in. His wife, white woman, had him on a leash coming in. He was mirroring her, but he on a leash. Y'all done. I'm just saying, y'all black folk, y'all done. 2/3 of us gonna die. I'm telling you, 2/3, and they coming down the pike with it. And every man and woman, black woman, y'all gonna have to come together, because y'all not gonna make it. Y'all not gonna make it. I'm telling you, not gonna make it. 2/3, you're gonna die. Because I guarantee you, half of y'all have not been storing up food and water. I'm telling you, y'all gonna die. Y'all gonna die. Y'all gonna die. You're gonna die. 2/3 of you. But let me finish reading. He wore his trademark body armor and sunglasses in the summer heat and spoke grandly of self-defense, black empowerment, and the creation of black nation. Now, who would do that? That's y'all calling this guy a plant, right? They just okay, that plant that y'all say he was a plant. Y'all say he was an agent. Well, they just said their agent is guilty. So he's an agent. Where's your proof? Does that prove that he was an agent? They getting ready to get this dude some time. But that's their agent. Really? So they now prosecute their own agents now? Oh, okay. Y'all gonna come with something else. Okay, I'm sure. This time, there was no march before a cheering crowd. The guns were nowhere to be seen. Grandmaster's J troops had shrunk to a small crew of loyalties. Do you see that? Let me show you something. Look at this. Look at this. This is pathetic. All of these people, look at all them people. Probably a handful that you see on the right was probably at his trial. That's disgusting. We wouldn't even support our brother. He put his neck on the line for y'all, and you did absolutely nothing to support him. You guys are y'all worthless. I'm serious. Y'all worthless. Why should anybody? And this is what the creators, as far as the Black Caucus, saying. Why should we support Black people? Y'all did it to Paul Howard. Paul Howard was the DA, the prosecutor, the DA in Georgia, right? Y'all sat up there and voted this dude out. He brought charges up on the officer that. Let me show you how Black folk think. Let me show you here. He brought charges. Paul Howard brought charges up on the police officer that shot Rodney. What was that boy's name? I think it was Rodney. He was the one that was in the Wendy's parking lot, parking drive-through. And the man, the police was called. He got out the car. He started running, and they shot the man in the back. Okay. That police officer, his attorney, paid Fannie Mae to run against Paul Howard. The police was supporting her also. Now let me show you how you think. They told you they was gonna get Paul Howard out of there. They said we're gonna get rid of him. What did she do when she won? Black folk voted her in. Paul Howard stuck his neck out for Black people, and they did absolutely nothing to protect him. We won't protect nobody. That's the thing about Black people. You stick your neck out for them, it's gonna get chopped off, and your head gonna roll down the street. They're gonna walk over your head, kick your head down the street, and then they're gonna talk about you, and they're gonna keep on looking to white folk to save them. Y'all keep waiting on white Jesus if you want to. Keep waiting on white Jesus. Revelations 1:14 tell you what color he is. And I'm going to tell you what, when they see this Jesus, they're going to have a little Jesus that's going to come to earth, right? And if he white, half of y'all going to follow him, the black one. Ain't nobody going to be over there with the black one. And y'all going to get dead. Y'all going to get dead, the ones that follow behind the white Jesus. I'm just saying. We have an issue with us. But where did it come from? Where did the hate of us come from? Where did that hate come from? Let's go back let's follow the trail back. Let's follow the trail, family. Let's follow the trail. We hate us. We hate on us. We hate anybody that want to free us. We go against everybody that want to free us. We won't support nobody. Ozone sitting in jail because an officer came to him trying to harass him, and he fought for his life and won. That officer ain't have no business coming to Ozone saying nothing. I'm sitting in my car and you come up to my window. You live here? What the hell do you care where I live? Do you live here? Why are you coming to my door, to my car, asking me any questions? I'm sitting in my car in front of my house. Excuse me. And you knocking on his window. Can I see some ID? What do you need to see ID for? And I'm sitting in my car for because I'm black. When the last time you walk up to that? Did you walk up to that Buffalo killer and see his ID? Yes, you did. And guess what you did? You allowed him to live, didn't you? He had a gun in hand. The Buffalo person that shot up Buffalo, the store in Buffalo, had a gun when police got there. And they talked that thug terrorist down. They talked him down. If he would have been black, they'd have blew him away. And we know that. Let's talk about some realness in the black community. Let's talk about some realness when they come in our community. They want you to feel like it's okay for you to die. But I'm going to tell you what, not another black man should die, needs to die, ever by the hands of a police officer. When you sat up there and let that thug terrorist walk out of that neighborhood and they did nothing to him. He didn't hit the ground. They didn't have him in 15 officers went on top of his body. You didn't see them pull not one weapon, but they would have did the opposite with you. You'd have been on the ground. Everybody would have had weapons on you. It'd have been 15 officers on top of your head. Nobody was on his neck. Nobody was on his head when his face was on the ground. Nobody was on top of him. Nobody, nothing. His clothes was perfect. But if it had been black man, he'd have looked like a hot mess when they got him up off that ground. No, he wouldn't even made it. He'd have left in a body bag because they'd have ate him up. And nobody see nothing wrong with this picture, right? Nobody see nothing wrong with this, right? Nobody see anything wrong with this. Why do we go against our own? Why won't we support our own? Why won't we support somebody who stuck out? See, Grandmaster came, he rose for you guys. And y'all absolutely didn't support nothing he did. Y'all turned around. 5 of y'all came to court with him. All of these people, look at all these people right here on the left. All these people right here. Look at these people. All of these folk right here. But this many is probably what came to court with him. See that? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 people came to court with him because y'all scared. All of these people, look at that. All of these people marched with him. All of that. Look at that. Where were you when he went to court? This time there was no march before a cheering crowd. The guns were nowhere to be seen. Grandmaster J troops had shrunk to a small crew of loyalists. Y'all see that? Everyone there knew why. Months after a second rally in Louisville, Grandmaster had been charged with assaulting, listen to this, resisting or impeding officers while brandishing a firearm. Listen to these charges, y'all. That September 9th, federal prosecutors claimed Grandmaster J aimed his rifle at a group of officers conducting surveillances on a rooftop. How was he supposed to know who that was up there on that roof? He pointed a flashlight at them. He faces, listen to this, 3 years. Come on, he faces 3 to 27 years in prison if convicted of the charges. I don't even know what to say to y'all. I don't even know what to say. He faces 3 to 27 years in prison if convicted of the charges. How many years did Amber Geiger get for murder of Botham Jean? Did she get 27 years? How many years did she get for murdering that boy sitting on the couch eating his ice cream? How many years, family? 12. And they getting ready to try to get this boy 27 years. You right, 88. Things getting real bad real soon. I hate this place too, Golden. I'm so sick of this country. I hope Russia come in and bomb the hell out of America. I hope Russia, I don't care. I hope they blow America to smithereens. I'm so sick of this country. I'm so sick of this racist government. I'm so sick of them. I don't know what to do. I hate to look at them right now. I'm so sick of them. I don't know what to do. 27 years. He didn't even kill nobody. For what they say. Let me see what they say. This is what he's going. This is why they say they're going to give this man up to 27 years. Listen. They said he aimed his rifle. They charged him with assaulting, resisting. Did he resist? They could say anything. We weren't there. They could say anything. And they gonna put as many charges as they could on this brother. They had more charges than this, and they dropped half of them, right? I think it was one charge against him. Now, this is what they charged him with: assaulting, resisting, or impeding officers while banishing a firearm. That's what they charged him with. Now, they said September 9th, federal prosecutors claimed. Did you hear the word claimed? Claimed. Grandmaster Jay aimed his rifle at a group of officers conducting surveillance on a rooftop. It was nighttime. How was they to know? How was he to know that they were armed? How was he to know that they were FBI and not the 3%ers and not the Proud Boys and not the Oath Keepers? How did he know who they were? How was he to know who they were? Since he was arrested, the pandemic has raged and the police reform movement has cooled. That's what they wanted. That's exactly what they wanted. Let me keep reading here. Let me keep reading. See all them people. Look at all them people. You think they didn't get? Look at all them people. You see all them people marching? Do y'all see that? Do you see what I'm saying? Since he was arrested, the pandemic has raged, and the police reform movement has cooled. A judge has barred Grandmaster Jay from possessing a gun. That's what they wanted to do. You bring him up on felony charges, you come and get all his weapons. He can't touch a gun. He can't be around nobody with guns. Do anybody see the bigger picture of this than me? Does anybody see the bigger picture here? Does anybody see the bigger picture? Nobody see the bigger picture of what's really going on here. Let's be honest, America. They only bought them charges up to take them guns out of his hands. They only bought the charges up so now he can't be around nobody if you have felony charges with guns, right? Come on, people. Let's understand what's really going on here. Look at all them people. Woo, look at all them folks. You think they wasn't go? You thought they was gonna let him go? Look at this. Look at this. Look at it. Do you actually believe they was gonna continue allowing him to do this? It didn't matter. All those people should have been right there doing court with him. All of those people should have showed up with the court. They should have showed up. What was his right hand man? You mean you couldn't get people to come together to do this for his court? There's no reason that man should have had only 5 or 6 people around him. Millions of people, millions marched, millions lined up to march, millions. 3 million. Wasn't it 3 million? Millions. Millions. Look at this now. Look at that. A judge has barred Grandmaster Jay from possessing a gun while he awaits his trial. That was on purpose, family. On purpose, family. He can't access social media on purpose, cutting him off from perhaps a more powerful weapon on purpose. And y'all was okay with this. Really? Y'all was okay with this. Nobody rose up. Nobody did nothing. You let your boy, you let him go. You let him down. On purpose. They stopped him on purpose. They used their racist system to stop our brother from fighting against police brutality, which everybody knows is happening in America. America knows about police brutality. They know the 3%ers is on the police board, don't they? They know the 3%ers are on the police field force. They know the Oath Keepers on the police force. They know the Proud Boys are on the police force. They know this, but what are they doing about it? But they don't want you to rise up to fight against their racist system, and they're going to send our brother to jail for possibly 27 years. And we okay with that? We're okay with that, right? Globally, nationwide, you should have rose up. And it's still not too late. His leaders, his right-hand man should have stepped forward and kept it going. His right-hand man should have stepped forward and kept it going. Globally, around the world, He should have had men in every city. Rise up. If this happens to me, you continue on. You rise up nationwide. Africa, London, wherever. Argentina, Africa. I don't care. Rise up globally. In every country, every city in America, there should have been a chapter and there was chapters in every city. There was a lot of chapters. How do you think he got 3 million people? Where were those cities? Where were those chapters? Or when his trial, you came there to banish your weapon, but you didn't come when they was bringing them up on charges. Tell me why. Tell me why. I want you guys to look at this right here. This is what our brother was doing. Does that look like a damn agent to you? Does that look like an agent to you? You had woke folk, cold woke folk that didn't support this brother. You scared asses. They talked against your brother because they didn't like how he was running things. But you ain't doing nothing. You didn't pick it up and carry it on, did you? But you talked against your brother and you didn't do nothing. You ain't doing nothing. But you talk noise against your own brother. But you woke. You so woke you're dead. You're still now. Can't hear. You can hear a pin drop. Where you at? Where you at? I don't hear you. Y'all had so much to say against this brother. Why didn't you take it and run it, pick up where he left off and do it better than him? Why you didn't do it? Tell me why. You said that he had all in his mouth and you didn't do nothing. If you didn't like it where he was doing it, why didn't you pick up? This was a great time for you to pick up and do it better than he did it. This is a great time for you to pick up and do better. This was a great time for you to pick up and do better. You didn't do nothing. You ran your mouth. You talked against your brother that was doing something. And then you sat in a corner when things was ready for you, when it was time for you to step into his shoes because you thought you could do it better because you ran your mouth and talked and said, oh, I could do better. You didn't do nothing. Where you at? I don't see nobody. Where you at? Where you at? Where you at? Look at all these people. Look at all these people. Look at all these people. You actually thought they was going to let him continue that? But guess what? Somebody else should have rose right in his stead. When they took him to jail the next week, y'all should have rose up nationwide. It's still not too late. It's still not too late. Nationwide. NFAC should have been nationwide, globally. The judge did what? Barred him from possessing a gun while he was awaiting trial. He'd been waiting on trial for 2 years. That was the main purpose right there. That was the main purpose. They didn't have no case for real. But they're going to use they system against a man that's standing up against they racist asses on police brutality. He goes to jail and they get to continue murdering y'all asses and y'all don't say nothing. Y'all dummies. Dummies. So now they're going to still kill you. Now what? Now who's going to stand up for you? Now who's going to stand up for you? You're going to just cowardly keep dying. Cowards. He can't even access social media. Cutting him off from perhaps the most powerful weapon. And they did it on purpose and got away with it. You allowed them to get away with it. Tearing our brother down. You allowed them to get away. Y'all marched with him and didn't protect him. I want y'all to see this. We need to see this. We need to keep seeing this. Look at this. I just want y'all to see it for a minute. Look at them. Look at that. Wasn't y'all proud of that? I was proud of that. I was so proud of him. I was proud. I'm still proud because he stepped out there. But I'm going to tell you what, it ain't over yet. Y'all watch and see what happens. Watch and see. Sometimes things work strangely. Y'all don't even know what's getting ready to happen, do you? You'll understand it by and by. Look at that. Look at that. Look at that. No longer can he use his twice a day Instagram shows to rouse, they say rouse, hundreds of troops with M impassioned calls to arm. Instead, he rallies on phone calls and emails. Did you see that? They did it on purpose to break this brother down on purpose. And y'all allowed it. Grandmaster Jay won't talk much about what happened that night, though he said he had a flashlight mounted to his rifle, which he usually carries pointed upward. He maintains he's just the latest black leader to pick up a gun, only to be quickly targeted by a federal government with a history of suppressing African American groups that dare to challenge the status quo. Did you hear me? Let me read that again in case you missed it. Let me read it one more again. Grandmaster won't talk much about what happened that night, though he says he had a flashlight mounted to his rifle, which he usually carried pointed upward. He maintained he's just the latest black leader that picked up a gun, only to be quickly targeted by your federal government with a history of suppressing African American groups that dare to challenge the status quo, that dares to come against a racist system, that dare to bring attention to racist America policies, to come against a systematical racist system. Let's keep reading. You put me back in the cave, he said in an interview with US Today, and the trace, it was a methodology used to silence a very powerful voice in the world. Did you hear what I just said? You put me back in the cave, he said in an interview with US Today. And the trace, it was a methodology used to silence a very powerful voice in the world. Did you hear that? They did it to silence him. It's not about him pointing nothing. It was to silence that brother. Because did you see all them people? Let me show you again. All them people. Let me show you. Maybe we missed it. Look at that. That's what they did on purpose. And we were okay with it. We're okay with this. Why are we okay with this? Why are we okay with them silence our brother? Why nobody else picked that mantle up? Where are the real men in America nationwide? They should have went through cities regrouping. Just like the KKK, they went through cities, didn't they? Signing up people, signing up folk. Where was the NFAC nationwide signing up people? You don't just sit down and let them do this to you and do nothing. You rise up globally. It should have gotten thicker. That next Monday should have had 6 million out there instead of 3 million. Should have had 6 million. You should have doubled it. You don't cower down because they're using their laws against you. You die for something. You still dying for nothing, brothers. But let me continue. While his organization has marched peacefully, listen to this. While his organization has marched peacefully and respectfully, he said, mostly white groups have intimidated protesters and barged into government buildings carrying weapons with little interference from police. And we saw that in January 6th, did we not? Did we see that January 6th? And what happened to them? They were allowed. How many got 26 years? Did any of those people get 27 years? Did any of those people get 27 years? Did any of those people that rose up, that they put in jail and they captured January 6th get 27 years? They got 3 months. 3 months. 3 months from coming into a Capitol building with a gun, pissed everywhere, vandalized, and got 3 months and had guns. Bombarded the Capitol building. And didn't nobody get 27 years, did they? Nobody. They got months. Nobody's upset about this. Nobody's mad. Okay, let's keep reading. Remember those men that went to that Capitol building in Michigan and kidnapped that governor? How much time did they get, people? How much time? Okay, let me read some of this. Left, William Noel stands in the gallery of the Michigan State Chambers during the African Patriot Rally organized by Michigan United for Liberty on April 30th, 2020 in Lansing to protest coronavirus restrictions. Noel later was among those arrested in connection with a plot to kidnap Michigan Governor Gretchen Whitmer. A protester, carries his rifle at the state capitol in Lansing, Michigan on April 30th, 2020. Okay, how many of them got 27 years? Any of them? How much time did they get for kidnapping that judge? How much time did they get? Okay, let's keep reading. In certain cases in which white militia groups have confronted law enforcement directly, such as the armed standoff at the Moheller National Wildlife Refuge in Oregon 2016, the feds have pounced on them. Recently, white members of militia group have been charged after bringing weapons to demonstrations and altercation around the country. Nevertheless, the federal government case against Grandmaster Jay, a long-standing pattern of clampdown on Black Americans who armed themselves from slave uprisings in the 1800s to the Black Panthers in the 1960s to NFEC in the 2020s. The game plan is always the same, says the author of a law professor of Georgetown. Okay, when Black folk in America pick up weapons, a different set of rules has always applied. That's in anything we do. Anything we do. Anything we do. When Black folk in America pick up weapons, a different set of rules has always been applied to us. If you die, you go to jail. We still got, I can go into an article where I can show you people that's still locked up from the Black Panthers today who didn't kill nobody. I will step on that wall. I'm just saying, this is crazy. Some law enforcement and militia movements experts said prosecutors are right to pressure charges against Grandmaster. He's a dangerous man, they say, who commands an army of agitators. Okay, do you guys agree with that? Did you hear what I just said? Do you guys agree with that? They say he's dangerous, but they don't see the Oath Keepers as dangerous. They didn't see those January 6th people that climb over that building. They didn't see them as dangerous, dude. They don't see the three percenters dangerous, do they? They didn't see the KKK dangerous. That's who's still in existence, do they? They tore down the NFAC, but the Black Panther, but the KKK is still alive, right? You got three percenters, you got Oath Keepers, you got some whole lot of other militias out there who's been allowed to maintain this racist ideology in America. Where'd you think that Buffalo boy, the 18-year-old boy, you think he did that by himself? Do you think he was trained? He was trained to do what he was doing. Dylan Wolf to sit out there. These young boys are being they're being trained. They are being trained to do what they do. They're being trained to think the way they think. You think they're doing this by it's another Dylan Wolf coming? It's another Peyton coming. Oh, yeah, they working on the next one. He coming. You think they not coming? Oh, they coming. They coming. But it's okay because that's what America stands for. You shut them Black folk down, you good. When Black folk in America pick up weapons, a different set of rules has always applied. That was the case 100 years ago. That remains the case today. Online video, Grandmaster Jay has called for his followers to meet police and white supremacy violence with violence. After George Floyd, a Black man was murdered by police, Minneapolis police officer Derek Chauvin. The NSA leader issued a threat, apparently directed to the officers like him. If you kill us, we will kill you. Point effing blank. He said in a video, if we can't get to you, we're going to go after your family members. If we can't get them, we're going to go after your church members. If we can't get them, we're going to go after your co-workers. If we can't get to them, will just go after anybody. Now that's what of course they're going to make him look bad. They're going to try to make him look as bad as they can. Unlike white militias, which feed off misinformed and unformed conspiracy theories, the fuel for the NFAC fire has been to display from anyone to see, has been on display. Okay, so what? The KKK, theirs has been on display too. You see the bodies? Remember the bodies still hanging? We're still hanging today, right? Okay, what they doing about that? Nothing. Okay, Floyd was killed as the nation was grappling with the frequency with white black men die at the hands of police officers. Since 2015, 137 unarmed black people have been fatally shot by police. But guess what? That Buffalo thug who had a gun in hand was allowed to live. So y'all still not ready to rise up. You're still not ready to do nothing. You're still ready to just sit back and be nice little niggas, huh? Okay, sit there. Sit there. Sit there. 133 unarmed black people have been fatally shot by police. Meanwhile, white supremacist group flourish, and hate crimes against non-white victims rose. Now you tell me why it was only one black person, a jury, one black person. Tell me why it was 11. I thought you're supposed to have people that's of your peers when it's a jury. Tell me why it was 11 white jurors. Tell me why. I thought you were supposed to have a jury of your own liking, of that look like you. Why was there 11 white jurors? Is we back in 1900s? Tell me that. Andre, tell me. One black woman who probably was a coon. Just because she was black don't mean she was working for him. Trust me. I see more black people that go against black people. So sick of this, I don't know what to do. And we sit there, we watch this because it's not you. We won't fight for our own. We won't fight for our leaders. We won't fight for nobody. Then you wanted a leader, you had one and then called them you called them all kind of names. You called them a traitor, you called them an agent, you called them all kind of stuff. Do they do this to agents? Do they do this to agents? All of y'all that said he's an agent, do they do this to agents? Unlike white militias, which feed off of misinformation and unfounded conspiracy theories are usually true, but they call them conspiracy theories because they haven't come true, but they usually come true. The fuel for the NFAC fires has been on display for anyone to see. Why? Having a gun? Walking around with a gun in your hand? Something wrong with that? 137 unarmed black people have been fatally shot by police, according to the Washington Post. Meanwhile, white supremacist group flourished and hate crimes against non-white victims rose. It was in this environment of a racial reckoning that NFAC was born and quickly muzzled. They muzzled him, but they still got the Proud Boys. They still got the Oath Keepers. They still got the 3%ers. They still got the KKK. And it's so many. They still got the neo-Nazi groups. They still got those groups going strong. What does MFAC want? Identity goals and philosophy of NFAC is inexorably tied to those of Grand Master. Though he seldom grants in depth interviews, he gave access to USA Today and The Trace over the weekend, marking the 1-year anniversary of NFAC big moment in Louisville. In person, the former soldier, DJ, and firing presidential candidate. Now, he ran for president. Remember when Trump won, he ran. Nobody knew, did they? No, they didn't, because they kept that a secret from y'all. But would y'all have voted for him anyway? Heck no, y'all would have voted for a black man, but you voted for Trump. And you voted for Biden because y'all dummies and you want to keep white supremacy on top of you, not understanding that they're not going to do nothing for you. This black man was going to get in there. Y'all wouldn't have gave him y'all didn't give him the sight of day. There's a second thought. He ran for presidential candidate, is combative, yet this word, charismatic. Okay, I have to not look at it. He seldom smiles and talks in rapid, polished sentences, rounded off with quotes from philosophers, the Bible, and hip hop. They don't like that, right? Why don't they like that? Why? Grandmaster Dre greets members and supporters of the Not Effing Around coalition during the Feed the People event in Park in Louisville, okay, in January 21. In a series of interviews, Grandmaster Jay refused to deviate to subject he said were off limits. When he wants to end a line of questioning, he rocks back, peers off his jet black sunglasses, and stares you down. He spoke of vaguely of NFAC founding, confirming only that the first public appearance by the group was in May 2019 in Daytona, Ohio, to protest the Ku Klux Klan rally. He wouldn't disclose how many members the group has beyond claiming millions of followers worldwide. Are you listening to this, you guys? What did you say? How they always like other black men who are. Why? You tell us why. Tell us why. Tell us why, 88. Tell us why. Willing to war? Why, you think? You tell us why. You're right, Andre. White people tried to take over the government in the Capitol, and they got basically no time. But this is racist America. This is what we have to put up with when we want to stand up against their racist system, their racist police officers, who they're giving full access to the American black people. They don't care whatever you do to them. We don't care. We're not going to say nothing. You just keep it coming. But guess what? When that school shooter came, they wouldn't go in that building and get that school shooter, did they? They didn't go after that dude with that gun, did they? They waited till the feds came, and the feds went in there and took him out, didn't they? But they showed it, approached that gunman, did they? Showed it, huh? I'm just saying. We're gonna keep on going. Just a few minutes more. I try not to make my lives long, but this one's important. Y'all hang in there. I know black cocaine, the attention span is only so long. I understand it. I get it. But I just want y'all to see. Y'all failed this brother. We failed it. He spoke vaguely of NFAC founding, confirming only that the first public appearance by the group was in May 2019 in Daytona, Ohio, to protest the Ku Klux Klan rally. He wouldn't disclose how many members the group has beyond claiming millions of followers worldwide. Experts in militia groups confessed they knew little about the group, but they said these claims are widely exaggerated. Over the weekend in Louisville, Grandmaster laid out NFAC's mission, saying his primary goals is to educate Black America about their constitutional rights. He said he's not interested in fomenting racial discord or revolution. Okay, I want to play just a little bit of this to see what we can come up with. Hold on, you guys. I'm see if we're gonna be able to hear it.
FDA approvals, but also all the regulatory agencies around the world.
Let's see what he's talking about.
This drug for the use in chronic lymphocytic leukemia, but
oh shoot, jeez, oh Pete. Hold on, y'all. Hold on. Let's see if we. Hold on, y'all. Hold on. Oh Lordy, I just want to get rid of this. Oh shoot. Oh Lord, I'm trying to get this thing off of here. How do I get this off? I don't think I can get it off. Oh Lord. Yeah, I'm sorry. I should have never touched it. I was trying to get him off of there. Okay, anyway, I'm not going to worry about that. I was trying to get him off. We're not trying to drive anything. We don't have a political point, he said. We're neither left wing nor right wing. We don't have any enemy per se. We realize that our people need some type of protection, which we're trying to get that that hate crime bill, right? We're trying to get them to defund the police, and they won't do either one, but they want your vote. And how many black folks are still going to give them their vote? Okay, but let's keep going. We don't have an enemy per se. We rather we realize that our people need some type of protection because these folks are are women, folks that are being paid to protect us. In our perception, are not doing their job. Okay, guns are central to NFAC ethos. When you pick up a weapon, you go from being a subject to a citizen, not just like that. He told the crowd in Louisville in 2020. Now, this is all of these people behind him, but he only had maybe a few that showed up for court for him. That's sad. And if let me see, this summer, community around the country protested police brutality, especially against Black Americans, and NFAC showed up at demonstrations throughout the South, regiments, marches with loaded firearms, ended with Grandmaster Jay fiery speech in which he called on Black Americans to arm themselves against white supremacists and the police. I agree. You have thugs that are killing you. Thugs, you take care of thugs, right? You take care of thugs, right? Okay. Okay, his sentence will be August 22nd. Okay, let's see what else. Okay, we're gonna keep on. I think it's not that much more, but this right here, they scared of this is a threat to America for them. Okay, if you want to fight back, you want to go against white supremacy, you want to go against thug terrorists, who they call the biggest gangs in America, which is the police. Here's we have a problem. They don't want that. Okay, led by NFAC, he said in an interview, Black America should create its own nation. Which what's the harm about that? The nation within a nation that could sue the United States government for reparations. Okay, as long as you're a citizen, you can't sue yourself, he said. Listen to that, family. Hold on. Let's go back. Led by NFAC, he said in an interview, Black Americans should create its own nation, a nation within a nation that could sue the United States government for reparations. Listen to this one. As long as you're a citizen, you cannot sue yourself, he said. So stop asking the very people that you're a part of to pay you. Doing that means they will owe you. And last time I checked, we're not owed anymore. Come on. Grandmaster Jay chose his words more carefully since he was indicted. Now, you see that? They scared of that. Look at there. Let's look at that again. Look at there. Come on, family. Come on. This is way too much. Come on. They was like, oh my God, we got to do something. And they use their system against him. Let's keep reading. We almost done. In addition to angry videos he recorded in the wake of Floyd's murder, the NFAC leader attracted attention last summer when he called on his followers to burn Louisville down if Taylor's killers weren't arrested within 4 weeks. Okay, what was wrong with that? I'm just saying, it ain't no fun. I'm reading what's written now. When the rabbit got the gun, I remember him saying that, and we don't hop for anybody. He told the crowd gathered in front of the Metro Hall, the center of city government, my people will defend themselves if attacked. I will say it publicly. We won't shoot you. We will kill you. And that's what we should be doing because they coming against us anyway, right? Those thug terrorists come in your neighborhood. That thug, what's that boy, Peyton, came and killed 10 people. Nobody raised their finger against him. What did he tell you? He said, we will say it publicly. We won't shoot you. We will kill you. And that's what should have happened. And I'm not inciting riot. I am telling you to defend yourself. And that's what America's afraid of. They don't want Black folk defending themselves. They don't want us to defend ourselves. Why? Let's go deeper here. Let's go deeper. They want you guys to stay docile. They want you to keep on voting for this white supremacy to be on top of you. This dude was getting ready to do some things for black people, but black folk went against their own. Black folk went against him. Called him an agent. This what they do to agents? Let me keep reading. Beyond his incendiary speeches, Grandmaster Jay has drawn fire for pejorative comments, whatever, including, oh my God, I ain't finna do that. In an interview, he denied being an anti-Semitic. How you are anti-Semitic when you a damn Semitic? How are we? We are the chosen, right? How are we anti-Semitic against ourselves? Oh God, I'm sorry. One man with NFAC tries his turn violent. Okay. One man with NFAC ties has turned violent. Okay. We're not even gonna go there. Okay. They're probably talking about ozone, but we're not going there. We're not doing that. Yes, you can, Bakari. Please. Let me give you the. Hold on. Let me get it going here and see if I got the website. Let me see if I can do that. Hold on. Try that. Come on. Yes, you can. Yes. Okay. Let's see. Come on here. In June, police arrested Ortho. Okay, now they finna bring this together. They're gonna try to bring Ortho in it. Okay. No. You're not gonna do that. We're not gonna let you bring Ortho in this. Because guess what? My thing is, if that police officer, that boy Arthur was sitting in front of his house, right, minding his own business, and the police come up to his car, knocking on the window, tell me, do you live here? Live where? I'm in my car. Do I live in my car? Let me see some ID. Why do you need to see my ID? I'm not bothering you. I'm not buying anybody. Nobody call the police. And that dude was off duty. Why are you off duty messing with me? So guess what? You got what you got. And you needed to get what you got. And God bless America for one less thug terrorist gang, the biggest gang in America. One less of their members got to live. Thank God. I'm so sorry. I'm so serious. I'm so tired of them. I don't know what to do. I'm so tired of them. I don't care. I'm done. Okay, here we go, Bakari. I'm gonna bring you on for a minute. Hold on, y'all. Here we go.
Peace, sis. How you doing?
Hey, we good. How you doing?
I'm doing good. What's up to everybody in the chat? You know what? What you just said, what you was just saying, it was near and dear to me because that's the same way I felt. You know what? We like to talk about how white people use propaganda against us, but we don't know how to use propaganda. Even if you thought he was an agent, even if you thought he was a bad person, guess what? That's one. When they went to Louisville, there was 5,000 people. So therefore, there was 4,999 more people that y'all just sit on publicly and humiliated. I actually had an interview with one of them on my channel because I knew a couple of them that joined, right? Now, the one that I did an interview with, he said, while they're calling us agents and saying, we don't know what we're doing. This is a young man, 23, getting up, leaving his wife and 2-month-old baby at home to go out here and feel he's defending black people. He said, what are they doing? So then it got to the point where him and his 4 friends, who was part, they left. And they say, because they're tired of it. They coming out trying to defend black people, and they are the ones that's insulting them. They don't talk about, I know everybody remember Ahmaud Arbery. They don't talk about when Ahmaud Arbery was arrested. It was the NFAC that went down and gave the police a certain amount of days. Either y'all gonna get those people for that murder, or we gonna go arrest them.
That's right.
They don't talk about how when those sheriffs, when those people, those white boys were trying to get food, ordering Uber or whatever, how they blocked them, wouldn't let them take food. We look for the negative in everything we do. And the reason being, and I just heard you use this word when you said white supremacy, is something standing behind white supremacy. Something created white supremacy, and that's the white man. So they will sit there and talk about him because they scared to face what created what's oppressing us. They don't want to face that. So it's easy to face us. And we need to be standing with that brother while they're talking about he's facing trial.
Yes. And they did say they found him guilty, but I want to read a comment right here. And the race says, who this PhD providing hate and degradation, he said, don't dig a deeper hole for the brother. The judge should not be agitated. This is America. Okay, I need him to come on here and help me to understand what he's saying. My thing is, did you hear the whole show, or are you coming in on the end part? My thing is, we're not trying to dig a hole for anybody. We're trying to put a limelight on why they're bringing charges against our brother. So if you want to come on here so we can understand, or either you can wait till it's over and you can rewind to understand why we're doing the show. The show is to show you the harm, to show you the difference, to show you what's really going on amongst us and the justice system in America. The same justice system that you said don't agitate. I'm here to agitate them because I'm tired of us hiding our tails between our legs and we running and hiding when we sitting. In fact, our brother is getting ready to get 20 years for something that he didn't do. But then you got the 3% still walking around. You got the oath keepers still walking around. You got those jokers that climbed the Capitol building still walking around, and they didn't get charged with a terrorist, nothing. They're not getting 27 years, but you got your own brother that was up here trying to fight for Black people getting ready to get 27 years, possibly because he was standing up against their racist system, against police brutality, against this system, the systematical racism that we face every day. So you telling me I'm agitating because I'm bringing that to the attention of America? I'm not a punk, baby. I'm sorry. I'm not a punk. Go ahead, Bakari. I had to bring that out because I'm reading that comment, and that comment I'm already pissed off right now because it's all of this is sucky. He had millions of people out there, and nobody thought to go to that court building and support him, but you went out there with those rifles, but then when he really needed you, nobody showed up.
Yep, and that's what we need to be doing. And I'm going to tell you right now, right? I got me a couple of Black cop friends, right?
Mm-hmm.
You know what they always tell me? It's not illegal for you to defend yourself against a cop or nobody in this country. It's not illegal.
So right. When they are thug terrorists, when they came out there to try to kill Ozone, and I do believe that they had some stuff going on that night, and he called for that backup, and he gave a code, and nobody knows what that code. I don't know what the code meant, but I heard the code. Nobody knows what the code meant, but I believe that Ozone would have been dead himself today if he had allowed that backup to come. And something happened, and they're trying to say, oh, then did blah, 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 blah. I don't care. My thing was he defended himself. He had a right to defend himself. We have a right to defend ourselves against this racist country, against this racist government, against these racist thug terrorists, against the biggest gang in America. We have a God-given right to defend ourselves when those terrorists come and try to kill you unarmed. And they try to kill you, but that Buffalo shooter, he had a gun in hand when they came, and they didn't shoot him down. They didn't shoot him down. They didn't throw him on the ground. They didn't draw their weapons. They didn't feel threatened. They wasn't 15 officers on top of his head. They weren't choking him. They walked him. They talked him down, and they arrested him the same way they should be doing all the Black people that's non-threatening, non-violent, who they stop for a non-violent offense. They should be walking them and arresting them instead of shooting them dead. I'm sorry. I can't get with
you know what? You ain't speaking nothing but facts, sister. You speaking facts. And I'm gonna tell you something right now, Black men. I don't know if there's a Black man or what who talking about we shouldn't agitate the judge. No, they have agitated us for 500 years over here. They have agitated us since we made contact. This is a historical war. 5,000-10,000 years it's been going on. And Black men, if we don't stand up, because I'm gonna tell you, I don't know if you saw this, sister, but the next day after the Buffalo shooting, one white man walking in Harlem, all those Black folks with a needle and trying to stick him with a damn syringe. They didn't beat him down. They called the police. They ain't gonna put it on there. Oh, the police is protecting them. No, the police couldn't protect him if nobody was calling you. 10 police come surround him after they put cuffs on him. He should have been beat worse than the dude that attacked Dave Chappelle on that stage. Right. We are too damn passive. Right. We looking for friends. I have no idea what the problem is. You gonna call
your enemy? Hold on, Bakari. They called the enemy, the very people that's shooting them down. Tell me we want to report a man that's sticking us with needles. Why didn't you beat the hell out of him first? Would you even need to call the police? Police wasn't gonna do nothing. What did they end up doing to the man?
They took him to jail
and charged him with what? What did they charge him with?
But you know what though? You know what? They could have taken him to jail if that's what they wanted to do. But they should have been dragging him.
Oh, they should have put him. I'm gonna tell you what, ain't no more taking nobody to jail in their system, in their racist system. You're not gonna get any time. My thing is, I condone protecting yourself. You stick me with a needle, I'm going to beat you down. I'm serious. It's time for Black people to stop being so damn passive and do something about when these white thug terrorists come to threaten your life. You're going to sit there and let them threaten your family. You sat up there and let them threaten 10 grandmas and grandpas and did nothing. You let a white thug terrorist beat a Black woman in the store and didn't give her no protection. Now you letting them come in your neighborhood and sticking you with needles and you didn't beat the hell out of them? What is wrong with you, Black folk? That's what my question is today. What is wrong with you, and why is it okay for us to sit up here and allow people to stick you with needles and you still didn't, you were scared to touch them? Oh, I'm not going to touch him. I'm going to go to jail. Yeah, you're going to go to jail. But so what? You live to fight another day. But I'm going to tell you what, he shouldn't have been. He should have lived. He shouldn't be breathing today. The next person come in your neighborhoods, if they sticking you with needles, beat the hell out of them. They come in your neighborhood and they come to shoot, and they come with camouflage, beat the hell out of them. I just seen a thing where next Knoxville, Tennessee, an intruder came into the school, right? That man was unconscious when the police got there. They beat it. Three women jumped him and beat the hell out of him. That's what we should be. I'm not condoning violence. I keep telling you that, but I want you guys to understand, I do condone you taking care of business when you feel threatened, when somebody come to kill, steal, or destroy. When they come to kill you or to hurt you and to hurt your family, you have every God-given right to defend, to protect yourself and your family. Do we understand that? We don't understand it. I don't understand why we don't understand that, Bakari. I don't understand that. I have never seen anything. I have never seen
something we understand is beating each other up.
Exactly. Somebody step on your gym shoe, you shoot him dead. But this dude sticking you with needles and you let him live? What is that? This is mental illness undiagnosed. Do we see the mental illness, Bakari?
Service. I don't know what you said. I had lost service. Yeah, it is a mental illness. It's an absolute mental illness. Something is wrong with us.
Right.
We have lost courage. You know what? This is just not courage. We have lost common sense. Common sense ain't that common.
I'm trying to understand it. I cannot understand it.
You with that needle, 20, them 20 Black men would beat me and you down if it was me.
Exactly.
You feel what I'm saying?
They gonna call the police. What you call the police
for? If it was anybody in this chat,
they would have beat the heck out of you. They would have shot your head.
That's what I don't understand.
God, I can't get it. I don't understand it.
Go get my keys on my truck.
I don't understand it. I don't understand. Self-defense is a must. Yes. Self-defense is a must.
I never understand because we ain't built like that.
And then you said what you said
in this country.
But Andre says what?
They tell you the law is.
Yes.
House to protect you.
Yes.
Every Black person in this country, you better have something in this house to protect you. And I tell Black women all the time, if you ain't comfortable with a gun yet, get somebody who can train you. And until you get comfortable with it, keep mace, keep you some pepper spray, and keep you a taser on hand with you. Also, for the women that don't want to carry purses no more, get back to putting you a big purse on your shoulder. When they come your way, you can defend yourself. Because Black men like me ain't gonna always be around. Black men like my friend, we ain't gonna stand and wipe somebody, humiliate you and beat you and destroy you like that. But see, if it happened in front of me, I know I'm supposed to step two.
Yes. You got
too many of us act like they're straight cowards.
Yeah.
We good for nothing. As Marcus Garvey said in one of his speeches, we're a race of cowards, or race of imbeciles, or race of good for nothings. Because that's what we act like. Yeah. That's what we act like. A race of good for nothing, a race of cowards, a race of imbeciles.
Yes.
And now the whole world is looking at us saying anybody can go in their neighborhood and beat them.
Yes.
They don't even care.
And guess what? It's more coming.
They woman enough.
Yep. It's more coming. Just like Peyton, they coming. They coming. You think they not? Oh, they coming. Oh, they coming. Yeah, Peyton said he was gonna kill as many as he could. And he meant that. If he would have killed the whole store, he was going through the whole store. He was gonna kill everybody Black in that store. Do you hear me? Everybody Black in that store, he was gonna take them out. But this picture right here is what America's scared of. And we won't do nothing about it. We won't do nothing about it. Bakar, are you still there? We won't do nothing about it. We're going to wait till he come back in. We won't do nothing about it. I don't even want to talk about
it. We follow too many of these social media clowns who don't want to follow too many of these social media clowns that clown on social media.
Yep. Yep. And then they want to talk about ozone.
Too many of these social media people. And we sit back as men. You can't be everywhere at all times. We need to create somewhere we can be known nationally. And that's just a fact.
Mm-hmm.
That's what we need to be. We need to be known all across this country.
Yes. 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 We need to be known because other country, other people, other Black people in other countries are watching us. Other people are watching us, and we won't do nothing. We just stand there. I'm gonna call the police. I'm gonna call the very ones that's been killing me, that's been coming in my neighborhood killing us. I'm getting ready to call them. Really? Okay. Let's see how that works for you. Let's see what he gets charged with.
A professional football. Yeah. Did you see what a professional football player beat the man in the airport?
Yes, and got charged.
And then somebody gonna say, last night I was on this one guy on the channel on the panel. Well, you making money, you shouldn't put yourself in that position. Just record it and let everybody know he racist. Huh? Everybody already know.
Are you an idiot? See, you know what? See, Black men like that, they ain't gonna make it. They not gonna make it. It's 2/3 of us gonna die, Bakari. He not gonna make it. No, they don't. They don't. Black folk that think like that, don't want to fight for themselves, you're done. I'm gonna tell you what, them crackers gonna come and take him out. And then his family gonna be, oh my God, da, da, da. No, he wasn't worth saving, honey. Black men like that, Black folk like that ain't worth saving. It's not just not Black men that think like that. You got Black women that think like that too. But he made so much money, he shouldn't have thought, what you gonna let a man come and slap you in your face? Most Black folk would. That's why we're in the predicament we're in now. Because our generation, we're gonna slap you back. I was taught, if you hit me, I'm hitting you back. I taught my kids that they hit you, hit them back. And we'll talk about that later. You know what I'm saying? But you're not gonna sit up here and slap me and I not do nothing. Oh no, it ain't. We don't roll like that. We're old school, honey. We believe in hitting back. And if you don't believe in hitting back, then you go ahead and let them kill you. Go ahead and die, because you're done. You're done.
I'm gonna tell you something. They don't want that. See, a lot of our people talk, but they don't want that pressure. See, I've been investigated by these police for the things that I said in the city council meeting, They tried to get me to sell out, but I ain't for sale.
Oh, but, I'm coming down. I'm going to one Monday, and I'm trying to get folk to go with me. If I can't get nobody to go with me, I'm going by myself. But I'll be up there. Yeah.
But you got to. You got to go. If we don't go. If we don't. And I say, because this is going to stop. If y'all don't stop what these police doing, we going to stop what the police doing. And they say, what you mean? And I say, well,
it don't even matter what we mean. You better do your job. How about that? Do what you need to do.
See what that means. I say, I'll shoot
defund.
Back. I get a chance to shoot first.
Do defund. Get rid of it. Break that whole system down from the ground up and rebuild it. And get them white boys. Why you got all white boys on police force? There's some black folk that can do the job. I'm sick of what I'm seeing. I'm tired of seeing it. I'm sick of it. Here they are talking about aiming a rifle or using a flashlight. You know what I'm saying? This is what they're scared of.
Hey, sister, thanks for letting me speak. I'm cooking dinner. I'm gonna keep listening to you, but I just had to say something because I say that all the time about the NFAC. So I'm gonna keep cooking dinner, but I'm gonna listen. All right?
I'm almost done, but thank you for coming. Thank you for joining. I appreciate you. Thank you. You could just hang up. I thank you for just.
Thank you for letting me join. Peace. Yeah. Talk to you later.
Yeah. Okay, brother. Thank you. Now we're gonna talk about the aiming of a rifle. I'm almost done, you guys. I think I've been on here long enough. I don't want to keep on and but I am gonna talk about one more thing: the aiming of a rifle or using a flashlight. Now they're talking about this. The prosecutor claimed that Grandmaster Jay postured turning offensive on the evening of September 4th, 2000 in downtown Louisiana before the rally. According to the criminal complaint, the NFAC leader was warned several times by law enforcement that officers would be stationed on rooftops. He was told not to let anyone point their weapons to them. I don't believe that he was told that, because if he was told that, he wouldn't have never did it. That's what I'm saying. I don't believe that that was true. But guess what? How's he to know that that was really an agent up there in this dark? How's he really to know? And he can't see who's up there. He could have just been gunned down. What? Y'all, we have to understand, we're not believing everything that come out their mouth. Everything come out their mouth is lies. I don't believe that they told this brother that and then he gonna point it anywhere. I don't believe that. That evening in Tama, Louisiana, a police officer took up a position on the roof of a government building because he said he needed to see what was up there. If they had listened to this family, if they had told him in advance that they was going to be on the roof, then he wouldn't have had to shine a flashlight. He would have known what was up there. But in his testimony, he said he didn't know what was on that roof, if it was somebody that was going to mean them harm or what. So my thing is, if they told him in his testimony, he said that he didn't know who was on the roof. So they said that they told him. So come on, you guys. Somebody, somewhere. That's all I'm gonna say. Somewhere. I'm just saying. Okay. Now let's continue. He took a position on the roof of the government building. The complaint stated they were there to observe a group of 6 to 8 heavily armed individuals, one of whom they recognized as Grandmaster J. They didn't recognize nobody else but him? Really? Okay. They didn't recognize nobody else. When you had the 3%ers, Oath Keepers, all them other guys up there, and you just didn't recognize but one. The officers alleged that they were blinded by the flashlight. All of the officers were blinded by the flashlights? Okay. Attached to Grandmaster J's rifle as he pointed at them. Okay, as he pointed. They took cover because they perceived a threat. They perceived a threat, so why didn't they shoot if they perceived a threat? You understand what I'm saying? Does this sound right to anybody? Is this sounding right to anybody? They took cover because they perceived a threat. They took cover, but you on the roof. But you thought, come on, this don't even sound right. But to them, it does. To them, they're going to try to get this dude some time because it made sense to them. It makes no sense, but let's keep reading. According to the criminal complaint, Patrick Cody, a former federal prosecutor in Chicago who has practiced criminal law for 40 years, said this is where the government case gets shaky. Listen to this. The officers didn't respond the way police officers are trained to, raising their weapons and informing the assailant to lower his gun or shooting him. Did you hear that? Y'all have to understand and see the lies through the lies. They did nothing that a trained police officer would do if they actually believed that the person was aiming a powerful rifle at their heads. He said, no officer is trained that if you see a guy pointing a high-power rifle at your head, the thing to do is to duck and then sometime later swear out a complaint that he was intimidating you. Are you listening to what the protocol is? What is the protocol? If they really thought that he was a threat, they would have took him out, you guys. Help me to understand this. If they thought that brother was a threat, they would have took him out, right? But they didn't. Why? Because they didn't perceive a threat. Whoo, by God. Boy, I tell you, according to the filing, a civilian employee. Now, I'm not even an attorney, but I can see this through this. But here we go again, using their racist system against our brother, who was rising up against the racist system. He wasn't rising against to start no violence. He was nothing like the 3%ers or the Oath Keepers. The Oath Keepers is ready to start a race war. That's not what this brother was doing. He was standing up against police brutality that's happening to his community. According to the filing, civilian employees of the St. Louis Metro Police, but you have to understand one thing about the Metro Police of St. Louis, he had cost them thousands of dollars because of that derby the year before. Remember the derby that they were supposed to have in that city, and they weren't able to have that derby that year because the NFL was there, and they didn't want to bring the people in. He cost them millions of dollars. Then they turned around and took the money right back from him by bringing him up on charges. Y'all got to understand the deeper picture here. And you mean to tell me they had one jury that was black and all these white folk on his and convicted our brother right there. That's a lawsuit right there. That was not peers. You put laws on the books, but then you don't stand on the laws. You're not supposed. Why was 6 juries? Why was all those juries on there? And it was one black. He's black. That jury should have looked like his peers, right? He didn't look white. Why was all those juries white, family? Did they look like his peers? You have laws on the book that you don't stand by. Tell me why. Tell me why we have an all-white jury still. This is America, racist-ass America. All white juries, tell me why. And you had one black woman that was probably a coon, I guarantee you. That's the only reason why they let her sit on that panel. That was the only reason why they allowed her to be a jury, because they knew she wasn't gonna stand for him. But let's go on. I'm sorry, I'm not trying to make this too long, but I got to get through it. The criminal complaint indicted. The officers did nothing to mitigate the risk Grandmaster Jay apparently posed. Okay, they didn't even follow their own protocol, because they were supposed to shoot him down. If you felt actually threatened like that, you were supposed to take care of the threat, didn't you? You talking about you had. Since when the hell they had behind a black man with a gun? Since when? Okay. The protest ended without incident. It ended without incident. Over the course of 2020, Louisville police arrested nearly 1,000 people at protests against police brutality. Listen to this. Grandmaster Jay case prosecutors used the officers' accounts as the basis of the charges lodged against him 3 months later. 3 months later. 3 months later. Tell me why they didn't arrest him that same night. If you really felt threatened, why didn't you arrest him that same night? Because you didn't feel threatened. You had already talked to him. You already knew. You didn't tell that man you was up on no roof. You knew what you was going to do. You was looking for a reason or looking for a way. You couldn't find one. So you're going to use that to take him down, to silence him, to take his guns from him. You had to take that group. You had to bring that group down. That militia was getting too big. NFAC was getting too big nationwide, globally, because he was going global with this. And it was getting too big, and y'all got threatened. That's all that was. Ain't have nothing to do with what they talking about. This is just a smoke screen right here. This is a smoke screen. We know it's a smoke screen, but people still won't look behind it and be truthful. These white folk will never be truthful. They'll never call themselves guilty. They're gonna always use this racist system against us. Every time a black man want to rise against their racist system, against police brutality, then they'll use the same system against you. Okay, a leader cut off from his army. Okay, we're gonna just go a few minutes. Okay, thing. Listen to this. Federal prosecutors are always trying to dismantle organizations that are perceived to be a threat, whether it's a drug cartel or this guy and his organization. But guess what? Have they dismantled the government, who's the biggest thug terrorist in America, who's bringing drugs into this country? CIA, the biggest drug cartels there is. Are they dismantling themselves? They need to start there first. How you going to dismantle somebody else when you ain't dismantling yourself? Okay. A leader cut off from his army. Then I'm not gonna. This is gonna be it. Let me just talk about this one. This might be a part 2. I'm thinking. Grandmaster Jay called on prosecutors to drop the charges and allow him to sign back on social media. Instagram removed his account several months after he was charged. He said cutting him off from 120,000 followers. You know they had to get rid of him. You know he was too big. You know doggone well, y'all better stop playing with me here. I could never understand why allegedly pointing a flashlight at someone, whether it was mounted on a gun or banana, has anything to do with my social media, he said, because they wanted to shut him down. That's what that was. Court-issued social media bans aren't common. Listen to this. Court-issued social media bans aren't common, but they're not unheard of. But how many other people have been banned on social media besides Trump and Master Jay? Ooh, I better stop, y'all. Stop. Carter says some of the defendants in the Capitol riots have been barred from social media while they await trial, but others continue to post. Tell me why. You didn't ban the 18-year-old Buffalo, New York person, did you? You didn't ban Dylan Reefer. You didn't ban a whole lot of other boys that came against and said they was going to blow up schools and shoot up churches. You didn't ban that before it happened, did you? Okay, come on, let's keep going. Okay, I'm almost done. The nation chairman of Proud Boys extremist group continued posting on the messaging service Telegram night right up to the day he showed up to serve a jail sentence last month for burning a Black Lives Matter banner. Oh, Lord. John Kirby, a former fellow prosecutor in San Diego, said prosecutors are likely using the case to neutralize what they see as a growing threat in Grandmaster Jay and NFAC. Did you hear that? He said the former prosecutor in San Diego, the prosecutors are likely using the case to neutralize what they see as a growing threat in Grandmaster Jay's and the NFAC. But why is he growing? If America wasn't so racist, if the police department, the biggest gangs in America, wasn't so deadly and so threatening against Black people, it wouldn't be in Grandmaster Jay. It wouldn't be in NFAC. But the reason it's an NFAC, let's talk about that. Why is there an NFAC? Why was this NFAC established? It was established because of police brutality. Why was the Black Panther established? It was established because of a police brutality. That's what we're not understanding. It wasn't established for anything else but to neutralize, to get rid of police brutality. We're not looking at the bigger picture. We're just looking at this Black man with a gun, and we got to neutralize that. That's what they think, and that's what they want to do. But they didn't neutralize the KKK. They still up and about. They're not neutralizing the Oath Keepers. They still up and about. They're not neutralizing 3%ers. They're not neutralizing the neo-Nazis. They're not neutralizing the doctors that sit up there committing Black deaths, delivering these babies. They're not neutral. Don't let me keep going, y'all. I can go. They're not neutralizing these judges, these DAs that's not bringing charges against these police officers for murdering unarmed Black people. They're not neutralizing anything but Black folk that's coming up against their racist system of police brutality. A system that's systematical racism. They're not neutralizing anybody else but Black folk that's rising up against their system, their racist system. Because we want to not to die for not a traffic stop. We want to not to die for a broken tail light. We want to not to die, or our children not to die when you come into schools and you just, arrest a 6-year-old? You put handcuffs on a 6-year-old? That's the mess that we trying to neutralize. We trying to neutralize this prison to pipeline that you got going on in our schools. We trying to neutralize how you treat us on these jobs, how you treating our children in these schools. You had a teacher that slapped a student upside his head. The student darn near fell out. And people still talk about how great of a teacher he was. But he didn't slap your child, did he? If he had to slap your child, would he be a great teacher then? If he had to slap your child, would he be a great teacher then? Let's talk about it. Boy, y'all got me messed up around here, honey. In Kirby views, the facts are simple. Grandmaster Jay, a man with a criminal history. Oh, my God, please. Oh, my God. Oh, my Lord. Oh, Lord. Oh, goodness. Aimed a gun, which is illegal. And selling drugs to a Black community, putting drugs in the Black community wasn't illegal. When Biden came up with that crime bill, that wasn't illegal. When Clinton came up with his crime bill to put Black folk in jail, that's not illegal. When these judges have these prisons and they get stock money from these prisons that they have built, they're getting money from these prisons, that's not illegal. When the DAs won't bring charges against a police officer for murdering unarmed Black people, that's not illegal. Okay, it's illegal when you're Black, but it's not illegal when you're white. Okay, I'm white and I say so. Okay, let's continue on. I'm almost done. The NFAC leader has been arrested twice, according to the prosecutor. In 1995, charge stemmed from an incident at a bar was dropped for lack of evidence. Listen, according to the court documents, in 2003, he was accused of using a rifle to threaten his then wife and a man with whom Grandmaster Jay said she was having an affair. Okay, he pleaded guilty. What, you know what? My thing is they bringing up his stuff, but did you bring up Derek Chauvin's past when he choked out a 14-year-old months before he killed George Floyd? No, they wouldn't bring that up, but they want to bring up all of our stuff. Every time we go to court for something, they bring up the white folks, black folks' history, but never the white folks. You didn't bring up Cal Rittenhouse that he had beat a girl 2 weeks before he got brought up on charges of murder, did you? You didn't bring up that, did you? Oh, we can go on and on and on. If you want to do that, we can go on and on and on. They didn't bring up none of Kyle Rittenhouse stuff, did they? But you're going to bring up a stuff from 2003? People don't do stuff? Come on. How many of them prosecutors are taking money under the table to free people? You're not bringing up their stuff, are you? Let's bring up how they are choosing these jurors, and they're not putting black folk on the jury when it's black people committing crimes or not committing, or the lack thereof. How many black members are you putting on these juries? Now that's illegal, because we have a law in the books that says that you got to be tried by a jury of your peer, right? That's illegal for them to have a mostly white jury with only one black jury. I'm just saying. But they white and I say so. We can do whatever we want to, and black folk don't say nothing. We could write a check to Ukraine, a whole country that nobody is has a birth certificate from America in Ukraine, but you get billions of dollars from America to fund a war so that they can fight Ukraine, so they can fight Russia through Ukraine. Okay, but I'm white and I say so. Okay, family, look, I think you got the point. I'm gonna stop sharing right now, because they are trying to dismantle organization, they say. Okay, it goes on and on. A history of clapping down on black gun owners. Let's just read that, and then I'm going to be done, I promise you. I just want to read just a little bit more. Black gun owners in America is steeped in culture and legal discrimination from the colonial period until the end of the slavery in 1865. Scholars estimated there are nearly 300 slave rebellions, many of them armed, in an attempt to curtail the security threat posed by black slaves. Listen to this. The nation instituted race-based gun laws. Listen to this, many of which banned free and enslaved black people from possessing firearms. You think when they put laws on the books that they say those laws are banned, you really think that they don't go by them laws? Are you crazy? They have laws on the books right now that they gaslight. They don't even go by, especially if it's happening to black people. Just because y'all think you get a hate crime bill, they gonna use that hate crime bill for the Chinese, the Asians. That black dude that shot in the subway in New York, he got a terrorist charge. He's considered a terrorist. He got a hate crime bill against him, a charge against him. Okay, he's considered a terrorist now, but he didn't kill anybody. He got it because he was black. But guess what? Peyton, who was white, got a charge of one charge for murder, one when he killed 10. So tell me, why is he just charged for one? Because one means that he'll get up to 85 years. For one person, he killed 10 people. So that means his ass should never see the light of day. Okay, for two, he wasn't considered a terrorist. He didn't get a terrorist charge. He didn't get a hate crime bill charge, a hate crime charge, did he? But the black dude who shot nobody got all three charges. Hate, the terrorist, and he got something else. But still, he got a hate crime bill on him. Oh God, I keep saying hate crime. He got a hate crime charge against him and being a terrorist. Okay, but the white boy didn't. So let's continue on. I just want to I'm trying to show you the difference. America not being honest here. But let's continue. Okay, let's continue. In an attempt to curtail the security threat posed by black slaves, the nation instituted race-based gun laws. Okay, many of which banned free and enslaved black people from possessing firearms. They still feel that way today. Okay, after the 13th Amendment abolished slavery, overtly racist legislation was replaced. They say was replaced with other means to deter black communities from arming themselves. Okay, there you go. Look at that. You know they couldn't let this go. You know they couldn't let this go. You know that. Come on, family. Y'all know doggone well. Discriminatory policies emerged in the form of licensing schemes, bans on cheap weapons, and targeted policing as the means of disarming and terrorizing Black communities. In the South, white racial terror groups like the KKK offered extrajudicial means to deter Black gun owners. Still, unarmed Black organizations that challenge white homage are a fixture of American history, often forming in reaction to white supremacy. Come on, y'all. Racial tensions, a hate crime. Those organizations also face the full brunt of law enforcement, which rallies on federal court charges systems that has been shown to treat Black men more harshly with their white counterparts. Come on, what happened to the Black Panthers? In 1960, the FBI infiltrated the Black Panther Party, whose supporters publicly carried firearms on neighborhoods patrols to ensure police didn't harass Black residents. Members of the Black Panthers were arrested, displaced, and killed. Did you hear what I'm saying? I'm trying to stop y'all. I'm trying to stop, but I can't. The group Armed Discriminations slurred the California legislation to craft the Mollified Act, which is still enacted today, a law banning the open carry of loaded firearms. The bill received bipartisan support, was backed by the National Rifle Association, and was signed into law by Governor Ronald Reagan in 1967, but it was backed by the NRA Association. Did you hear me? In 1985, the MOVE, a Black armed collective living in a Philadelphia row house, was bombed by a police helicopter after the mayor declared the group a terrorist organization. The bombed, killing 6 members and 5 children. Y'all better wake up and hear me today. And in 2017, now listen to this. Rakeem Bogon, former leader of the Huey Newton Gun Club, was arrested on federal gun charges and labeled a Black identity extremist. I know this dude, I'm telling you, by the FBI for organizing armed protesters against police shootings in Dallas. Did you hear me? These people are getting charged with felony charges for standing up against a racist system, which is crazy. This was in 2017. This brother lost everything. They arrested him, put him in jail, and kept him in jail so long he ain't have nothing to come home to. He lost everything. Then they labeled him a black identity extremist by the FBI for organizing, armed protesters against police shootings in Dallas. The charges were eventually dropped after he lost everything. Y'all better hear what I'm saying. The law enforcement, come on, you guys, and the state historically prosecutes such groups more aggressively than they do white groups. Blacks radically will always inspire a level of fear that won't be the same as when white militias arm themselves. The disproportionate response over the last decade, right-wing militia groups like the Oath Keepers and the 3%ers largely have been allowed to go about their business. Listen to what I'm telling you. In 2020, 2021, these armed groups, almost exclusively white, paraded across the nation, opposed Black Lives Matter, demonstrated. They ran their cars through a crowd, right? And offended and offered themselves as security, Kyle Rittenhouse, at political rallies for former President Donald Trump and other Republican politicians. Like NFSC, their members typically carry loaded weapons. Y'all better hear what I'm saying. Y'all better hear. At events where militia members have gathered, people have been accused of aiming a rifle at Confederate monument protesters in Texas, pointing guns at Black Lives Matter. Those 2 attorneys, remember, marches in Arkansas and attempted their invades the Oregon Capitol in 2020, 8 months before Grandmaster Jay arrested armed militia members accompanied the Michigan State Capitol building. How many got charges on them? How many are in jail right now? How many of them actually was arrested for kidnapping that governor. How many of them got charges? Nobody involved in these incidences have been charged by federal prosecutors. Those misdemeanor charges were brought against a militia members in Arkansas and Oregon. Militia, did you hear me? Pan-Africanism. Welcome, 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 welcome. Come on, let me help you out here. Nobody involved in these incidents have been charged by federal prosecutors. Did you hear what I said? Nobody involved in these incidents have been charged by federal prosecutors through misdemeanors. Charges were brought against militias members in Arkansas and Oregon. Are we listening? There are a lot of cases where white militia members who are armed get a free pass. Listen to what I just said. Let me read it one more time. There are a lot of cases where white militia members are armed, get a free pass. A security consultant and former senior Daryl Johnson, an analyst for domestic terrorists at the Department of Homeland Security. There are a lot of these cases where white militia members who are armed get a free pass. All 50 states outlaw the extension of armed militias that aren't authorized by the government. Some states' constitution contains clauses stating that such groups are illegal. Others go as far as banning certain types of activity like drills and marching in formation. These laws are seldom enforced. However, investigators and prosecutors typically step in when militia members cross the line. One that critics and experts argue is arbitrary. Prosecutors and the feds have toolboxes, of strategies that they can use to go after organized crime, says Michael Roth, a professor at criminology. The whole thing comes down to who they're targeting. You're not listening. You're not listening. Some experts in militia movements say there's no evidence Grandmaster Jay is being singled out. That's a lie. Come on, let's keep going. Let's keep going. NAB believes federal prosecutors saw an opportunity to target a potential dangerous group. Was the group dangerous? How many people did he shoot? How many people have he killed? How many people have he hung? How many babies was cut out of any woman's body? Let's talk about this, family. This is stuff that we won't talk about. This is stuff we won't talk about. Why won't we talk about this? Why won't we talk about this? Tell me why. Let's talk about it. Let's talk about it. Tired of us going against our own. This man stood up for Black people, and we still don't understand. We still say, well, he shouldn't have did it. Okay, 3%ers shouldn't either. Oath keepers shouldn't either. KKK shouldn't either, but they still get a pass. When are we going to be honest and call them out on their bull? Some experts of militia movements, there's no evidence Grandmaster is being singled out. That's a lie. We all know he is. We all know this. This is nothing new. They just told you that some groups that they do this to, they just told you right up here. What they say? There are a lot of cases where white militia members who are armed get a free pass. Right there. Come on, y'all. Let's not do that. Come on. Let's not do it. Now, they said they believe that the federal prosecutors saw an opportunity to target a potential dangerous group. Okay. She pointed out that white militia groups across the country have been infiltrated, investigated, and prosecuted dozens of times. Where have we seen that? Where have we seen that? Did they arrest? Did they get federal charges up against those militia groups that came January 6th, that rose up January 6th? Did we see any federal charges? No. Did we see misdemeanors? Yes. But these are terrorist groups, right? Those were terrorists that jumped the gate over the Capitol building, right? But did we see anybody come up on felony charges? Did anybody get a terrorist attack, a crime? Did they get charges of being a terrorist? No. Did we see any of them get hate crimes, charges of hate? Did we see any of them get 27 years? No. We saw them get 3 months. But you're going to tell us that what did she say? She pointed out that white militia groups across the country have been infiltrated, investigated, and prosecuted dozens of times. Lies. They're getting misdemeanors. If they are being charged and getting misdemeanors, let's keep talking. Let's keep on just for a minute. The executive director of Institutes for Constitutional Advocacy and Protection of Georgetown Law Center agreed that the feds have thrown the book at white militia members who have faced off against law enforcement. Is that true, family? Is that true? Have they gotten felony charges? I'm not going to go any further. I think we're going to be done. We're going to be done. This is, okay, drop the charges week. That was another drop the charges. We knew they weren't going to drop the charges, but this is, okay. They did little barbecues and, you know, and stuff for him. But my thing is, Grandmaster Jay didn't want to be ignored on streamy Saturdays in late July. He came stirred around Chickasaw Park in Western Louisville. The second event of the NFAC dropped the charges weekend. The neighborhood picnic build as fed the people was off to a slow start. The food was 2 hours late. A few NFAC members, most from out of town, milled around for posting up the security guards against the couples strolling by. The occasional by from whatever. Nobody could find the power cable, whatever. But my thing is, this dude, he stood up and he put his neck on the line. And what do we as Black people do? What do we do? I mean, there's more, but I'm not going to go into it. I'm just. And this is the shame of it. And this was the thing. They wanted to take his guns, plain and simple. They wanted to take their brother's gun. Guns marker anti-government boogaloo product. That they wanted to. That was the problem. They wanted to take the guy's guns. I'm done. I think I've said enough. I think I've read enough. I think we have. I mean, I've yelled enough. I can't yell no more. I just wanted us to understand the difference. I want us to understand. Okay, Brandon, I see you. I see you. You there? Come on, Brandon. What you got to say? Go ahead. I see you, Brandon. What you got to say, Brandon? Are you there? Well, I'm going to keep talking until he comes because I know Pan-Africanism got something to say. Okay? But my thing is we went against our own brother. If you talking, I can't hear you. Are you talking, Brandon? I can't hear you. Okay. We're going to keep on talking until he comes. My thing is, we can't hear you if you're talking, Brandon. You're muted. So my thing is, we have to get to the point where, okay. Can you hear us, Brandon? Can't hear you. You're muted.
Hey, can you hear me okay?
I can hear you now. Go ahead. What you got to say, bro? Welcome.
Hey, thank you for having me. You already know, Cathedral, what I'm going to say.
Go
because
ahead, say.
I'm a straight up and down person. You feel me? Like, do I feel right? Like, with Grandmaster Jay being in jail and stuff like that? Nah. But there's just a lot of misinformation that's just been said right here. Like, all these militia leaders are in jail. The guy from January 6th is facing 60 years in federal prison. He'll be sentenced on January 8th. The Proud Boys leader is doing 10 years in federal prison. The guy who led the kidnapping in Michigan was sentenced to 6 years in federal prison. So first thing I want to do is,
he got was 6 years for kidnapping a governor.
well, we don't know. Well, we don't know if Grandmaster Jail get 1 year. You know what I'm saying?
Whoa. Hold on. Answer the question. So that's all he got for kidnapping a governor was 60 years. 6 years.
Listen, we don't know the details of that situation. Nobody's looked into it in depth to see why he got 6 years. But
hold on, Brandon. Hold on. But he kidnapped a governor. He was threatening her life. So that's all her life was worth was 6 years. But hold on. Now, listen. Wait a minute. No, hold on. Now, you said that he's getting 6 years, okay, for kidnapping the governor. Grandmaster Day, they said, pointed a weapon with a flashlight on the tip, and he's getting 27 years.
Cathedral, you don't know how much time Grandmaster Jay is gonna get. All
Okay, but
this
they said
stuff.
up to 3 to 27 years. That's what he said. He
Listen,
could get 3 to
3 to
27.
20. Okay, so they might give him 3 years and say 3 years
Do
probation. You
you
don't
really believe that? That
listen.
they're gonna
It,
give him just 3 years, or do you believe
it,
they're
it-
gonna give him
it's
probation?
it's not about what I believe. It's about waiting for what's going to happen. Then we'll know what happened and be able to speak on it. The point I'm making is this: Grandmaster Jay is a grown ass man. You a grown ass woman. I'm a grown ass man. The nigga knew what you can and cannot do, bro. That's not a law that they
Right,
invented. That's a
right.
law that. Hold on, real quick.
Go ahead.
This is what I'm telling you. If my daughter is 13, she knows situational awareness. Grandmaster Jay, 50 some years old. He knows situational awareness. You put yourself in a dumb situation, the results are going to be dumb. They have a saying, play stupid game, win stupid prizes.
Okay,
The
let me
guy,
ask you a question. Let me
listen,
ask you a question.
Cassandra,
Yeah,
listen to me.
go ahead.
When you have a rifle, the only safe position for that barrel of that rifle, if you are not intending to kill, is pointed at the ground. Military, anywhere, they're going to tell you that when you lift the barrel of a rifle, it is a perceived intent to shoot somebody. Whether he says, oh, I'm using the flashlight on the top of my rifle, it wasn't loaded. I'm not saying that Grandmaster Jay is lying. What I'm telling you is situational awareness. We've been in this country 400 years. Grandmaster Jay is supposed to be a leader.
Let me
Do I
ask you
think
a
he's
question.
qualified? Hold
Let
on
me
real
ask
quick.
you a question.
Okay,
Just
go ahead.
one
Go ahead.
question. Do you believe that we're supposed to just sit and continue allowing things to happen? When you have, it's a known fact that police have been infiltrated. It's a known fact that they're killing unarmed black men. Do we
Okay.
just hear what
Are
is
you
your
asking?
suggestion? I'm asking you, what is your suggestion for all for us
Okay.
doing all of this?
And
What is
what
your
did
suggestion? Go ahead.
okay, let me ask you a question. Let
Uh-huh.
me ask you a
Oh, I
question.
just asked you one. How you gonna ask me
Okay.
one? I'm the host. You
No,
answer my
no.
question.
Okay.
Okay.
I'm gonna say no. I don't believe we should just sit idly by.
Then what do
You
you
know
think we should
how I
do?
feel about that.
I understand. What do you think for
Now,
people that can't leave
now
here to
let
go
me
to
ask you a question.
no, no, no,
Let me
no.
ask
Hold
you.
on. I'm not done answering because I want you to answer mine first. Then I'm gonna answer yours. What do you think that we should do? What do you think we should do about all of this violence, the deaths of unarmed black men, and they're being allowed to, white boys are being allowed to live, who comes into a Buffalo neighborhood and shoot grandmas and grandpas and live. What do you think black people should do about that?
Black people should practice situational awareness.
Okay, meaning that was safe.
Meaning,
That was safe.
meaning, no, that wasn't safe. That was the realest, most revolutionary comment ever.
Okay.
Black people should act like we understand that white people, Mexicans, Samoan, they don't give a freak about us. And
Okay.
any chance somebody gets to take us out, they're gonna do that. Now let me ask you a question. We gotta act like we know. Now let me ask you a question.
Go ahead.
What what did Grandmaster Jay going with the militia, marching into those towns with guns and all that? What did that accomplish?
I think what it did accomplish, it kind of curtailed the deaths a little bit. Like,
No. It didn't. It didn't. That's
listen to
you're
me.
you're you're
You
you're,
answered me
you're
a question. I'm giving you
no.
what I. Okay. Do you not want me to answer the
Procedure.
question?
Procedure. You
Do you
said
want?
you
Okay.
think
What answer do you want me to give?
I
Because you
want
want me to
listen,
give
just
you an
like you
answer.
told me safe, just like you told me safe, I want you to give me a real answer because statistically speaking, nothing stopped or slowed down due to the NFAC marching in those towns.
Okay. Do you believe that if he had continued on, it could have changed things? I do
No,
believe
because
that. I
no,
do
because
believe
he's
that. Do you
no,
believe
because
us voting ever changed
Cathedra,
anything?
Cathedra, this is what I know as a man. If you ain't gotta shoot nobody, don't walk around with a gun. Grandmaster Jay wasn't gonna shoot shit, and you know it. We all know it. That's why the police peacefully took him and arrested his ass while he's standing in the midst of hundreds of black men who are armed. There wasn't even a punch thrown, a fist fight, nothing.
But
Cowards,
that's not how they took it. They didn't
cowards,
take him like that. They didn't. Go ahead.
cowards.
I added somebody else on here. Who else has something?
Listen, Cassandra, I'm telling you something, and I'm gonna tell you this because I love you. You're
Go ahead.
following a bunch of cowards who are putting on theatrical displays of bravery. These dudes aren't gonna do anything. You're gonna let the police, bro. Even Peter in the Bible cut a nigga ear off when they tried to take Jesus. These niggas didn't do it.
Brandon, but you have to understand. Now, you said that he was in the midst of a crowd. That's not what I heard. Okay, but that's neither here nor there. But we wanted to focus on. Let's stay
No,
focused.
that's
No,
not
no, no, no. Listen, let's stay focused on what the focus is.
Cathedra.
The
We
focus
are
is how they do us different.
Cathedra.
No, I
Listen
want
to
you
what
to
I'm
listen
telling
to me. No, Brandon, you need to listen.
you. Don't want to hear what I have to say
It's
because
not that
it's
I
the
don't want to
truth.
hear what you got to say. I think that things could have changed. I think that
Nothing was gonna change. You have an army that won't fight nobody. That's what I'm trying to tell you.
Okay,
You
Brandon, let's stay
Yes,
focused.
ma'am.
The topic is we're trying to see the difference on America's policy. Okay, how did they use the policy against him, and how they would use the policy against somebody else?
They didn't use the policy against. They didn't use the. There was no difference. You got all these dudes sitting in. The Proud Boys leader is a Cuban. He's not even white. He got 10 years. The white guy is facing 60 years. The guy over in Michigan got 6 years. What did they do differently with them from Jay? Nothing. There's a false equivalency here.
But so he gets 6 years, but Amber Geiger got 12 years. My thing is, you kidnapped the governor, and that's all that they're going to give you in 6 years.
First of all,
listen. We have freedom fighters that was in the civil rights movement. Okay, that's still in jail. That had.
First of all, they didn't kidnap anybody. It was a plot to kidnap. It was a conspiracy.
But that's still a crime, right? Then that's still a crime.
I'm not, listen, if somebody says there was a plot to kidnap, how long you want to get life in prison for plotting to do some shit?
Yes, I want you to get some time. I think that
he got some time, 6 years.
I think the reason that stuff is still going on, like this little Buffalo shooter, I think that he had help. Okay, when they saw that he made the first threat, he should have went to jail. When he made the first threat, it's about what you need to say and what you don't need to say.
But you're going off topic because you said you want to discuss the sentencing disparity between Grandmaster Jay.
The topic is I want us to start being honest about what's really going on. Why did they really shut him down?
Being honest.
Shut him down was because of him being vocal and because of all the black people was following behind him. Let's really understand.
That's not why they shut him down, and not even one. Listen, there's not even 1/100% of black people were following Grandmaster Jay. This is delusions of grandeur. They shut Jay. They didn't even shut Jay down. Grandmaster Jay would not be in jail right now had he not pointed a rifle at federal agents, because he did the same thing many times marching in the cities and he was never arrested. He has a right to do what he did. He purposely looked at cities where you could open carry rifles, and those are the cities that he went into. Now, the dude marched in St. Louis, Missouri, I'd say, okay, this guy is serious, because you can't walk around with no rifle open carry out there like that in a large numbers. He didn't do that. He went and did research. Where can I walk around with a rifle and they really can't mess with me? And that's where he went. What I'm trying to tell you is you're drinking the Kool-Aid right now. Grandmaster Jay was never going to do anything but sit up and posture. And this is exactly what happened with the Black Panthers when they went down to the state building in California and they had those rifles. They weren't going to shoot anybody. The only thing that happens with posturing.
It wasn't always about shooting anybody. What they did, hold on, they went to the courts because it was all about fighting against police brutality, right?
It wasn't about
shooting anybody. It was about us exercising our Second Amendment rights, like everybody else does, Brandon.
Cassandra, the reasons don't matter. Only the results matter. What happened when they did that? Open carry was banned in California. Now, listen to what I'm telling you. The Black Panthers, by doing that dumb shit they did, really opened up a door for a lot of more police brutality. Because if black people could just put a gun in their car and be like, look, somebody mess with me, it's going to be life or death. I'm equally armed. I believe there will be a huge reduction in police brutality, anti-black hate crimes, all that. What we're doing is we're giving these folks who we know don't like us leverage on us to take away our ability to protect ourselves by trying to put on a fucking show.
What's the conclusion of the matter? The conclusion of the matter is what? What do you think?
The conclusion of the matter is to shut up Be a man. Stop sitting up letting everybody know what you're capable of or not capable of, so they won't know what you got, and then be ready to use what you got when it's time to do it. Grandmaster Jay was a big mouth, attention seeker. That's it. That's it. Anybody running for president and who don't got $1 million in the bank is just an attention seeker, like the guy off of Tiger, whatever. Do you know the Tiger King, the thing with the guy? He ran for president because he's a fucking moron who's seeking attention. Grandmaster Jay was a little bit above that, but the guy wasn't serious. Cassandra, if I want to protect my people, I'm not rolling up nowhere with a bunch of guns, rifles, and shit on display. They're going to find out what I got when I got it. Do you see the president? Do you see the Secret Service? Let me give you a prime example that's rooted in common sense. When the Secret Service walk around, do they walk around with rifles walking around the president? No, they got their rifle tucked in their jacket because they want to be inconspicuous. They don't want everybody to know what's going on and what they got. They're capable of. We talk too much. We always trying to show somebody something. Ooh, put on a bug dancing display. And that's what Master Jay did, and it cost him. It cost him his freedom. And I hope he learns a lesson off it. I'm not saying he's wrong. I'm not saying he's right. But at the end of the day, fool me once, shame on you. Fool me twice, shame on me. Grandmaster Jay is old. He tried to use Black Panther theatrics, putting on all black and all this shit to put on the display. And guess what? Niggas fell for it. Just like Colin Kaepernick did the same thing, except he didn't have no gun. Niggas fell for that. Black Lives Matter did the same thing. Niggas fell for that. There's a certain recipe of visual stimulation that you can exploit to get black people mindlessly supporting you. And that's what happened with Grandmaster Jay. Grandmaster Jay's followers aren't even thinking on the level of a fourth grader. They're not even thinking in the realm of common sense. They're just thinking in pure emotion. That's it.
Okay, Brandon.
Hey, Brandon. What's up, Brandon? How you doing, my man? What's up, Brandon?
I'm great. How's it going, baby Kurt?
Can y'all hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you.
Sir.
Can y'all hear me?
Sir.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Hey, look. Hey, Brandon. First of all, I ain't know y'all know each other. But this the email. This is what I sent you because I wanted you to see her program and everything she was doing. I just wanted you to know. But now I'm back to the topic. Me and Brandon had this discussion. He knows some things that me and him disagree on that. And what I always say is we could have used it as propaganda. I didn't make it about Grandmaster Jay. I made it about propaganda we could have used. That's my biggest thing. We didn't see the propaganda that could have been used. We could have, and because he did make everything public, right?
Mm-hmm.
So with him making everything public, for people who saw his flaws and didn't want to be a part of that, we should have been all around the country. When they go, we gonna go. You understand what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
We could have used it as propaganda. And that's the biggest that I want. That's who I was talking about, who I sent you a video to tell about your programs and everything.
Okay. Yeah, we know. Yeah, me and Brandon go back. We go back. Yeah. Oh, there he is again. Hold on.
Right
there. Yeah. But my thing is the conclusion of I want to always end up with a conclusion. What is it that we need to do today that we could stop the police brutality? That, and I know Brandy's gonna say move. I totally agree. Okay.
I'm not gonna say move. I'm gonna say practice situational awareness. Listen, Cassandra,
I got pulled over. For people that don't understand what you mean.
I'm giving an example. Okay, I got pulled over by the cops. The video's on my YouTube channel. That's the last time I got pulled over by the police. That was almost a year ago. Guess what I did? Did I get in there? The cop walk up on me. Oh, I know my rights, and why did you pull me over? And the dude said, "Hey, man," he said, "Hey, you got your license on you?" I said, "Here goes my license." Fine. You got your registration? Here goes my registration. Fine. The guy says, "Hey, you got out of the carpool lane before there was a break in the lines." Okay, cool. Guy goes, "Writes me a ticket." I take the ticket. "Thanks, officer." I keep on rolling. What we can do to protect ourselves is acknowledge the situation you're in. Mm-hmm. Stop trying to go based on some moral standard. That's what you're doing right now. You're trying to make a moral parallel between situations that have nothing to do with morality, which are being perpetuated by an immoral group of people. You can't argue morality with immoral people. So the fact of trying to do it or rational, why did they do it? And that's
Right.
pointless. That's
Right.
pointless. They
Right.
don't operate on the rules you do. So what
Right.
you do is you know who you. If you was a dog catcher, you would have more situational awareness than black folks in America because you would say, "Damn, if I do this, I might get bit." That's what you would say. It's a dog. We don't even use that level of situational awareness in our daily lives, interacting with police and agents and all that stuff. Grandmaster, there's a reason you don't see Louis Farrakhan doing the shit Grandmaster Jay does, and he's not in prison because he knows they're after me. They're looking for me. They're waiting for me to slip up. Let me tell you something. If I'm Grandmaster Jay, I'm not even armed. I'm walking around with nothing. My guys got guns. I'm good. I got my detail around me. Does the president walk around with a gun? No. True leadership knows you have to show peace first. You have to show, hey, I'm not threatening first, but these guys around me, they'll get you. That's all leadership is about. You never make direct threats. You never let people think that you're going to be the one who executes any type of act of retaliation or violence towards someone. You look around and say, look, I'm not going to do shit, but I can't be responsible for what these guys might do. We have to have situational awareness. And Grandmaster Jay, he did not display that. He made a huge mistake. You ever look in the Bible? Remember Moses before they crossed the Jordan River into the promised land? Moses lacked situational awareness. He did everything right up until the last minute when he took credit for that water coming from that rock. Lack of situational awareness. Grandmaster Jay is guilty of the same thing. And I hope they just give him like probation or a year because he's really harmless. He's harmless, and the FBI and them, they know that, but if they can make an example, they
Okay.
will.
Okay. So do you believe that they're making an example out of him so that other people will be fearful to
No,
rise?
no, I think that he had several examples with the Proud Boys and the guy, the militia. There was another one called the Hurabi militia over in Detroit. There's been a lot of militia leaders getting sentenced to years, 10, 12, 20 years. Grandmaster Jay knew he had an example. And what he did was he got caught up in the moment. He got too full of himself and he thought he was going to be able to point that or just made a horrible miscalculation pointing that flashlight, which happened to be on the top of a rifle, towards federal agents. The guy's just goofy. I don't really think he wasn't high in the military. He wasn't a commissioned officer. He wasn't even a non-commissioned officer. He was just a basic E5 or something. That's not a leadership position. That's a following orders position. Like, nigga, arrange these lemons against this wall position. So this idea he was in the military, suddenly, no, he was more in military, mostly mean you a good follower. It don't necessarily equate to good leadership. But I think that you guys need to just stop following behind these guys because Grandmaster Jay really didn't even have a plan for anything. It was just like, I'm going to run around chasing, I'm an ambulance chase situations of police brutality and then make a showing of force based on abiding by the laws of that area. That was a zero-sum game. There was no win in that. And I'm not saying that to make anybody feel bad, but I'm looking at it from a common sense perspective. In America, you need economics. If Grandmaster Jay would have been better off getting all them dudes together to start economic opportunities in every major city. Hey, dude, you want to carry a gun? Why don't you use the money you wasting on ammo when you're not going to shoot nothing but a target at a range? And we go start a chicken shack and hire 20 black people over in Foley, Alabama, and then go move and start the chicken and waffles and hire 50 black people over in upstate New York. And that's what we need to be doing. Not this freaking acting like we're tougher than the police when we're not even tough. Hey, how many police? I want to ask you a question. How many police officers got beat up when they arrested Grandmaster Jay? Because Cassandra, I saw Negroes beating up the police at Nipsey Hussle's funeral. I saw that. They was fighting with the police, knock down, drag out fight with the police outside of the Staples Center on the side, people waiting outside because they want to see the procession of Nipsey Hussle's body through LA. And the police was like, get back. And they couldn't see. They started throwing punches. They stopped singing and started swinging. Those people have more fire behind up under their ass over Nipsey Hussle than Grandmaster Jay's followers had to defend him when the police tried to get him. I would have been more proud if at least there was some type of standoff or there was some type of like, flight, and then they had to apprehend them. At least H. Rap Brown, they had to get the nigga in the forest. You feel me? Like he was like, all right, just go take me peacefully.
What you want to see? A shoot 'em up, Brandon?
No, I want to see somebody. No, I want to see black men standing up for what they believe in. Throw a punch, do 5 years in prison. At least I know that damn niggas is about it. Not walking there. They was quieter than a funeral while them FBI agents walked up on Grandmaster Day. Nigga, turn around. Okay, that makes you even weaker. Do you understand that makes you even weaker? It makes you look weaker because you didn't showed up in force and got punked. You might as well stay at home on the couch. At least they wouldn't know what you might be capable of doing. I'm just telling you the truth as a man.
I understand. I totally get it. But like I said, my thing is I want to come on here and I want to come up with some conclusions because I think people need conclusions, just like I'm doing a foundation thing. I want people to understand it. Now it's time for us to build. It's time for us to get our own entrepreneurship. It's time for us to get these certificates. And then we don't have to beg them for jobs. We don't have to. We can make our own tables, but we got people that want to train. We got to change people's mindset. We can no longer sit around and wait for them to do for us.
Y'all didn't have to change. Y'all didn't have to change nothing. Why didn't y'all take them 100 Negroes with rifles who wasn't gonna shoot shit and take them and open up some businesses then?
Okay, I understand it totally, but that wasn't the focus, and I understand that, and it's time for
there
that
was
to be
no
our
focus. The focus was the victim mindset. Oh, look what they did to us. Let's go over there and da-da-da. Okay, I get that, but if you don't show up on nobody's front porch if you ain't ready to fight. I'll give you a prime example. I have a friend. He's married. He got a side chick. Side chick showed up at the porch of his house, telling that his wife, "This is my man. I did da-da-da." Look, the side chick got up there talking. The wife told her, "Get from around here." You know what I'm saying? I don't want to hear this. The girl kept talking. The wife opened the door. Once she opened the door, wasn't no talking. It was all ass whooping. And that's what I'm telling you. You pick up a gun, you better be ready to shoot it. You come in force, you better be prepared to use that force and make something happen. Period. I learned that from being in a gang. These guys are actors. They just want to put on look how tough I am. I got a Kevlar. I got a rifle. Look, Craig, who works in accounting and human resources for the white man. Go use what your real strength is. The money you're making to get what you want. That's all I'm saying.
Let me ask you a question. What do you think that's going on? Because I'm seeing a lot of cowardice with Black people, period. What do you think is going on? And how do we get Black folk motivated to say, okay, if somebody else comes in our neighborhood, in a Buffalo neighborhood with a gun, we're going to take care of business. How do we get Black folk motivated? And what is really going on with Black people for them not fighting back? Or for them?
First thing, Black people are not cowards. Black people are just self-preservationists, right? They're not going to do anything that's going to jeopardize their ability to take care of themselves personally. Most Black people, if you try to organize them, the number one excuse is going to be, man, I got to go to work in the morning, right? They can't really do anything that's going to jeopardize their livelihood. Mm-hmm. I was on another panel with a bunch of goofballs talking about we need to pray to Ra and the Amet or whatever, some spookism, right? Ooh. It was another podcast. These guys were crazy talking about turn the other cheek. But I said the same thing. Cassandra, whatever happened to Neighborhood Watch?
Right.
Remember Neighborhood Watch?
But you know why? You know what happened to
Wait. Remember what the white folks did to keep your Black ass from walking through their neighborhood at night?
Uh-huh.
That's called Neighborhood Watch. 2 old ladies walking around with a walkie-talkie. Let us know if you see something suspicious, and we coming with the guns until the police get here. Right. Why can't you do that? You could walk around, you could go do patrols. Hey, you guys got the patrol at 9. Just hit up the block for 30 minutes and we'll get the patrol at 12. Whatever. There's millions of things we could do, Cassandra. We don't want to do that because the reality is we don't value Black life. We don't care. Most Black people, when the Black people got killed in Buffalo, They didn't give a shit about preventing that from happening again. You know what they want to do, Cassandra? Where's this manifesto? Where can I read the manifesto? I want to read the manifesto. Honestly, the manifesto didn't mean anything.
No.
What meant that didn't have nothing to do. How do you prevent this from happening again? Neighborhood watch. The armed guard was a good idea. Only problem maybe for a shopping center like that, you might need two armed guards, one on the east side of the lot and one on the west side of the lot. I'll give you a prime example, Kenya. See, there's a lot of examples in Africa of how to handle this shit. When you go into the shopping center by my house, it's a nice shopping center called Capital Center. You got to go through a security checkpoint to get in. They make you pop your trunk, look what's in there, and they look in your car, and they make you open up if you got a purse. Hey, let me see what's in your purse. It's a minor inconvenience for a whole lot of safety.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? And any shopping center can do that. And it's not nothing that looks militarized. It's just one of those little barriers that goes up and down. And before they lift it up, they do that at all malls, all shopping centers in Africa, because they had a situation where a guy went in the shopping center, terrorist, and shot it up and killed a bunch of people. Those are simple solutions. We don't care about that. We want to use it for a political statement. That's what the white man is doing, fear-mongering you into giving up your rights. And I'm telling you, you cannot protect Black folks from themselves. That's the problem. Grandmaster Jay, great, valiant thing he was trying to do, but it was actually useless, because you can't stop stupid. And if somebody's just plain dumb, they're going to find themselves in trouble all the time. And all you're going to be doing is wasting gas and wasting resources trying to run around and protect it. And the funny thing is, the same people you trying to protect, soon as a white man give them $1, they're going to turn on him. Look at now. You got people like, he knew better. The same people he would have been running off trying to protect if they got beat up by a Nazi. And also, when you talk about the Nazis, you're making these parallels. Those guys don't show up to any march with guns or nothing unless it's legal for them to do that. And when they do it, if you watch them, they keep them pointed at the ground. They know how to get around the rules so they can make you scared and think they're stronger than they are. Those dudes that show up with baseball bats. I saw a video with white dudes who showed up with nothing but sticks and shields. Sticks and shields. And a Black dude tried to fight with them. They beat that nigga's ass with them shields and them sticks. Why? Because you don't need all that to defend yourself. Grandmaster Jay just made a strategic blunder in military terms. That's called a strategic blunder, what he did. And it cost him. I'm sorry.
Okay. Well, guess what, you guys? I didn't want to be on here all day. Bakari, you got anything else you want to say? I wanted to come on here and just to talk to the family. And I think we've done that. And this has went way over, 2 hours, I think. And I really don't like my lives to be that long. We will be back, and we are here every Sunday around about the same time, give or take. But I just want us to start thinking about what Brandon just said about us coming together to build. We have to begin to come in together to build our own tables. And we have to begin to change our mindset and work as a team and learn how to love on us, because we have a mess, and we cannot continue to pass this mess down to our families, because it's way out of hand. It's way out of hand. But I didn't want to be on here long, and I do appreciate Brandon. My Pan-Africanism strikes back. Thank you for coming. Bakari, thank you for coming. I do appreciate you guys coming on and expressing your hearts. Whether we agree or not, because everybody's not going to agree with everything, but we do respect each other enough. And we're people. People see things different. And I appreciate everybody that came on. We are going to end this live. And with that, we hope and pray that we can end our mindset and learn to build. Thank you, family. Thank you, Bakari, for coming on. And I want everybody to have a great week, and have a great week on purpose. Be safe out there. Take your leaf blowers with you. Keep your eyes at the ready, and be able to defend yourself. Peace, family.